Well, folks, we are live. We are live. Let me make sure that my sound is coming out well on YouTube. Let me make sure. Yes, we should be good to go on YouTube, on Instagram, or on YouTube and on Twitch. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The USA versus Canada. And if you haven't seen it yet, you can go on my page and see the video with my reaction. A reaction of when the US lost to Italy and how I was worried that they were going to be getting eliminated. What a difference a day makes, because we know that they made it, and I'm extremely happy that they made it. But like rest in peace Kobe said, job's not finished. Job finished, job not finished. So they were given the opportunity. Thank Italy. I ate pizza on Thursday shouting out Italy because what they did was absolutely amazing. So this is it now, folks. We're here. Now the US they need to make something happen. Are they going to take a dub? Are they going to get themselves a W? Or are they going to lose this ball game? We're about to find out in a few moments. We're on a commercial break. Man, some of the highlights that have been happening in the Dominican Republic game are absolutely elite. And it's been a really, really dominant performance by the Dominican Republic so far. Really, really dominant performance by them so far. So we're in a commercial break. We got Logan Webb versus Michael Soroka for Canada. And let me fix the how you call it, the records, because in this play, Canada was actually 3-1. Let me fix that. Canada and the US both went 3-1, and it comes down to this. So look, before we get into the game, we are on the goal for 1,000 subs, and I appreciate all of the support I've gotten from everybody, all of the motivation. I just had a new subscriber recently. Let me double check the name so I can say it properly. We just had a new sub. Let me say there. And they're from the South Bronx. So that right there is, absolutely fire. We got brother BKL Contreras. So you already know. I appreciate that support. Shout out to everybody. And this is it, folks. USA right now versus Canada. What is going to happen in this ball game? What is going to happen in this baseball game? Who is going to take it? Canadian fans are very upset because the USA beat them men's and women in hockey. Very, very upset. But, and this is the thing. The US is technically supposed to win this ball game right now. They're supposed to win this game. So let's see if they could pull it off. I'm at a point, I respect my opponents. And I'm not in any position. Yeah, it's Friday the 13th today. This is 2 months in a row, because we had it last month for February, and now we have it again for this month. So this is it, folks. What's that? Bring me the Oreo cakesters. Unless you want them. You want them or no? Huh? Please. Thank you. My goodness. I'm being told, say please, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Come again. Thank you very much. So Canada versus the USA. Who is going to take this game? You want to take one? Take one. Open it and just leave me the case. I mean, not the case, but the wrapper. You leave me the wrapper. USA versus your country. Who's going to take it? Where the Canada flags at? I need to see the Canada flags. Where they at? Where the Canada flags at? USA versus her country. By her, my wife's country. But I represent Canada. Look, I want the US to win, though. It's not a secret. I want the USA to win, but I'm not going to be mad. I mean, in the sense of if they win, I got to represent, because I'm in Canada today. So, I'm from the Bronx, New York, born there, but I'm family's from Puerto Rico, so Puerto Rico's playing tomorrow. Would I prefer Italy to win or Puerto Rico? I want Puerto Rico to win, but let's see. Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Alex Bregman, Roman Anthony, Kyle Riley. Good putting him down in the order. Bryce Terang, 8th. And Pete Crow Armstrong, 9th. Official, Tyler Rogers is joining USA Baseball for the knockout stage of the World Baseball Classic. That's really, really good news. At Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Ryan also joined from the Minnesota Twins. And if the U.S., of course, if they win this game and they make it to the next round, Paul Skeens is pitching game 2 versus presumably the DR right now. But if they make it to the final, Joe Ryan could be in the mix with Nolan McLean for that final. So let's see. First pitch of the game, it is strike 1 from Soroka. We're here, folks. This game is the game we've all been waiting for. This is the game I've been waiting for. USA versus Canada. Here is, and this is the first time they ever meet in an elimination game. Here's the pitch from Bobby Witt to Bobby Witt Jr. That misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So in this round, in case you missed it, instead of 65 pitches, here's the 1-1. Bobby Witt Jr., it's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In case you missed it, in the previous round, pitchers could only throw 65 pitches. But now in this round, pitchers are able to throw 80 pitches. So let's see. Bobby Witt Jr. is hitting .357 in 4 games in the World Baseball Classic. 1-2. That is going to be fouled away. So we were almost seeing what you call maybe like a 12-6 curveball from Soroka. And this is going to be really, really interesting. Look, why do I want to see U.S. and Canada? I mean, U.S. and DR in the next round. Or better, we're going to talk about that. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. 2 balls. 2 strikes. Let's talk about this game first. Why is this a matchup? I mean, the U.S. and Canada between, not to turn into politics, but Trump, tariffs, all the drama there. Trump saying that the U.S. should turn Canada into the 51st state. There's so much drama in the midst of that. Let's see the 2-2 pitch. That is going to be fouled away. So, you know, drama there. Drama in other things. Sports, hockey. And now they beat in baseball. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That is fouled away again. So what a good at bat to start off this game for Bobby Witt Jr. 7 pitches already in. We're about to go for the 8th pitch. And this is a big thing. Look, Canada, they won on Wednesday. So they had a day off. Pitchers should be rested. So there shouldn't be much limits. But they got to know that, they want Soroka to go. 8th pitch, misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a really good at bat to start off this game by Bobby Witt Jr. And as I mentioned, the USA, look, if they're not locked in this game, so then I don't know. Because after what just happened to them, they need to be locked in. 3-2 pitch. Misses. What an at-bat by Bobby Witt Jr. A 9-pitch walk. And the USA has somebody on base early. Now, Bo Naylor has a solid arm. He threw out multiple runners in the first round. So you got to take it for granted. Bryce Harper is a difference maker in this next, elimination games. Why? Exactly. You're a Phillies fan, but he's huge. He's 3 for 15 in the World Baseball Classic. Honestly, no impact. He needs to wake up the bat. The team needs him big time, especially hitting in front of Judge. Here is the first pitch to Harper. He's going to swing at a high ball, strike 1. So Harper is an absolute, he's the X factor in this series for me because he needs to come through. The team needs him to come through in this. Let's see the next pitch. 0-1. That is grounded foul. And a quick 0-2. So shout out to everybody that's on Twitch. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram, that's on YouTube. I appreciate every one of you for being with us here on this live. We are here. USA versus Canada. Put the comments in put the flags in the comments of who you want to win. Pitch 0-2, hit pretty well. Deep to center field, but Clark has room. Makes the play. Wow. Hits a deep center. I mean, 400. That's probably the best ball I've hit. The best hit ball I've seen in this stadium in this World Baseball Classic. Hit about 407 feet to dead center, but Denzel Clark with a really nice play making the play. But hey, a good sign for Bryce Harper. A good sign for Bryce Harper. Just the problem was he hit it to the wrong part of the field. But a really good sign. Hey, Harper, it's all right. Take it easy. We got Judge up now. Misses low. And Judge, we know. I don't want to say I was harsh on Judge. I just brought up the past with him with that strikeout versus Italy, which I guess it was frustration, you know. So I gotta be better in that regard. But I mean, I wasn't trying to be, criticizing none. But I guess that's when you decide to talk sports, you gotta understand you're gonna talk about some things that are tough to talk about, especially that may not even go with who you are as a person. But I mean, I don't like to call people out in certain instances. I believe the importance of it, but let's see. 2-0 pitch. Judge lines it over the third baseman. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And in case he bobbles it, he's going to be at third. Judge is going to be at second. And the USA is off to a quick start with second and third in this inning. So what a start for them there in this inning. And minus that, Bryce Harper hit that ball really, really well. Really, really well to center field. So that easily could have been how you call it? It could have easily been maybe a 2-run lead with a double now from Judge, but he just missed it. So Judge, look, Schwarber hits it to the, oh boy, wow. So they get the run. Wow, that was interesting. They put the infield in. Canada brought the infield in, and that ball was hit off the first baseman, Naylor. He bobbled it. The second baseman caught it by then. Too late. Kyle Schwarber swung at the first pitch. So the USA has an early 1-0 lead in this game. They did not score their first run against Italy until the 6th inning. So, wow. And this is Canada's first time in the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals. So I'm really happy my prediction came true. Bregman takes the first pitch. Well, he swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, on YouTube. I appreciate every single one of you. My channel is on the process of growing. It's not a lot of, not a lot going on the channel. 0-1 pitch. That is going to be popped up. The second baseman has it clearly. That's going to do it. So the USA gets a run. That's all. And we are going now to the bottom of the first. A much better first inning and a much better start. So we are, we're in the process on this page. We are working on it. We're pushing to be better, to get more. And of course, look, I believe that the more support you have on a page, it makes a big difference. Just being honest. When you have more subscribers, when you have more people joining lives, it makes the chat more active. And when the chat is more active, it makes things more exciting. So, we're working on that, on building the page, building the channel, doing things that are really going to make people want to be in these live streams. But I appreciate everybody that, you stay with us. You show the support. You join. We got we got at FCJJNVGBGM. Yeah, we're gonna take that out. Where's the live? Yeah, we're gonna take that out of here because we barely got followers. We don't got a ton of followers, but you're trying to send we don't got a ton of people on, but you're already trying to send them. Come on now. We gotta put you on a timeout for that one. We're gonna put you on a timeout for that one. Putting you on a timeout for that one. Because that's one thing. If it's another thing if you come and you you talk to the person. I love doing shout outs, but we got to put you on timeout for that one. Definitely got to put you on timeout for that one. But we're working on building the channel. We're working on pushing in that regard. And it's going to get there. Little by little, pushing, meeting new people, interacting, putting your page out there. It's something that I plan to keep on doing, and I'm excited about it. And I was very aware by doing this, it's going to be a lot of what do they call it? The growing pains. And we're in that process right now. Let us see this. So let us see here. We're going to put a comment so that people can feel free to leave a chat. I mean, they can feel free to leave a comment as well. Let's put one there on YouTube for all the people there. So I appreciate everybody that joins, that's with us. Appreciate every single person that comes to be a part of these live streams. So Logan Webb is pitching for Team USA. Here's his first pitch. That is going to be a strike. So, how I was going to call it. I'm going to take a look just in a moment on the Korea and Dominican Republic game. 0-1 pitch. Misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Let me see if I can get a split screen on the app that I'm using. Let's see if they're going to give me a split screen there. Will they give me a split screen or will they not give me a split screen? Let's see right here. I need the multi-view. Where's the multi-view at? Let's see here right now. Will they give the split screen? So I'm not seeing the split screen, so I won't get that at the moment. Maybe I'll find it later. But let me take a quick look at the Dominican Republic and Korea game. That game right now, it is at, let us see the score if it stayed the same. Yeah, still 7-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Korea struggling to get any runs across, but they've at least weathered the storm in the sense of keeping the Dominican Republic at 7. I mean, it's still a large lead, but so Otto Porter's on base. We got a leadoff runner for Canada, and we got Josh Naylor up. He takes a strike in his first pitch. So Josh Naylor hasn't been great in the World Baseball Classic, but he's been important for this team. Not just offensively, but in every way. 0-1 pitch, fouled away. 0-2. 0-2. Oh boy, Mr. Kai is going to be going out. Maybe he makes a guest appearance. 0-2 to Josh Naylor. He's hitting .250 in the World Baseball Classic in 4 games played. Let us see here right now the 0-2 pitch. That is going to miss low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So this start by Logan Webb is an absolute important one. I mean, you need him to come through because you want to save the bullpen, and at the same time, you want to be able to, have confidence if you make it to the next round, winning this game 1-2. Hit into the ground, foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're going to do it again. So, if you're the U.S., losing that game to Italy was a stunner. I mean, they were down 8-0. Then they started to come back, so you're happy about that. But it doesn't change the fact that they were losing by a lot. Doesn't change the fact. So they came back. They lost 8-6. Had a chance. So you're happy about that. But you need Logan Webb. You need him to give you a quality start right here. And you need the offense. Of course, if the offense is going to score just 1 run the whole game, it's a problem. 1-2 pitch. That is going to be fouled away. Is it going to stay in fair territory? Bregman's going for it. Bregman makes the play. What a play by Bregman. First out of the inning for Team USA. What a play by Bregman. Running over the shoulder. Gets it. And that's the first out of the inning. So I was saying Logan Webb is absolutely critical in this game. We need him to have a good start. We need him. We need him to be elite, to be electric. We need him to be, somebody that, can make a difference. We need that. The USA needs that. So Tyler O'Neill's up. First pitch to him is going to be up and in. 1 ball and no strike. So Canada, look, Canada's a really good team. And one of their best hitters is on deck, the cleanup hitter, Owen Casey. He's been huge for this team. Huge. Absolutely huge. So 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So, Logan Webb, not so sharp to start off the first inning. Not sharp. I mean, not bad. It's only 10 pitches, has time, but got 70 pitches to go. Pitchers in the first round could only throw 65 pitches. In this round, they can throw 80 pitches. 15 more pitches. 2-0. That is hit. Pass Witt. It's going to be another base hit. And Canada has the first 2 runners on. Well, they have first and second with 1 out in the inning. So, look, we got to respect this Canada team. As a U.S. fan, you got to respect this Canada team because, well, They got 2 hits to start off the inning. They are not a slouch team. They've played a mix of baseball in the first round. Good pitching all games, power in some games, and good hitting. So, gotta put respect. Owen Casey, who I was just talking about, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. 1 strike. Owen Casey, who I was just talking about, he's hitting 500 in the World Baseball Classic. 7 for 14, 1 home run, 5 RBI. So he's been absolutely huge in the World Baseball Classic to start. So let us see here right now. Owen Casey, 0-1 pitch. That's going to be a high strike. 1, no balls, and 2 strikes. So he's a huge bat in this game. And look, it's 1 game elimination. It's win or go home. This is not a series. This is not a best of 2. It's not a best of 3. It's not a best of 5, best of 7 like we see in the MLB. This is win or go home. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Scooped up. It's going to be a 1 ball, 2 strike count. So I appreciate everybody here. And I'm going to show you the brackets in a few minutes so you can see what's at stake with these games and what are the possible scenarios of who could play each other and who could not play each other. So we're going to see this. So the 1-2 pitch, here it is. Swing and a miss at a changeup. Second out of the inning, big pitch by Logan Webb. He did not give in. He threw him a nice, nasty changeup that started as a strike and just dipped out of the screen. As you saw how it dipped, I dipped my hand. That's going to be a big out there. Got him out in front of it as well. So, can the U.S. and Logan Webb get out of this without giving up any runs? Canada has 2 hits to start off this inning. We got Abraham Toro. Look, Toro, when he swings at the first pitch, he's not successful. When he takes a pitch, he's been successful. Here's the first pitch to him. He swings at the first pitch. Strike 1. I don't understand why he needs to be patient, but he's hitting 467. He's 7 for 15 in the World Baseball Classic. 1 home run, 5 RBI. So he's been a huge player. Now, and that's with 2 huge at-bats that I was upset with his approach. He could easily be hitting like 600 in the World Baseball Classic. 0-1. Fouled away or fouled under the catcher. Quickly 0-2. So 0-2 is the count. Let us see here. Logan Webb. He's rubbing the ball. I need to get me a baseball. I need to have my baseball with me. I need to have my glove with me. I've been saying that. I haven't been doing it. For the first time ever, I wore a rally cap on the live stream, which is absolutely hilarious. We got a timeout from Abraham Toro, hitting 467, as I mentioned. 1 home run, 5 RBIs. 1 strike away for the U.S. getting out of this with no runs. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Got him. Inning over. So Logan Webb, after giving up 2 hits, first and second, 1 out, he gets out of it. We are going now to the top of the 2nd inning, and the USA is coming up to bat. USA leads this game 1-0 early. So we're gonna go back now to the Korea and the Dominican Republic game. We'll give you some updates there. As I mentioned, we're gonna be doing both of those games. So let's go there. Give me 1 moment as I change here the channel. We still got ESPN HD. I have to put you on timeout for that. Gotta put user on timeout. You just got to. Gotta put them on timeout, because to come into a chat that doesn't have a lot of comments, put the comments about leaving the chat, we can't do all that stuff here. So it's different if I put a shout out. If I'm feeling, if I put a shout out, that's a different ball game. But I'm not putting a shout out right now. So I gotta keep it honest with that regard. But let us see here right now. We are gonna go to a split screen. Wow. So we got Korea versus the Dominican Republic. It's still 7-0. The split screen that I'm showing is actually showing 4 teams. It's showing 2 baseball games and 2 basketball games, college at the bottom, which is a lot to handle. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, the count on the TV showed 1-2. But he swung and missed, and now it's showing 2-2. So that means it was 2-1. Here's the next pitch to Kim for Korea, the leadoff hitter. Fouled it into his foot, barely fouled it there, and he is still alive in this at bat. 7-0. The Dominican Republic is leading. They haven't scored since what? The third inning. They scored 3 in the second inning. They scored 4 in the third. They've been scoreless 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. So the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Another out. So Korea, they've been striking out in this game a lot. A lot. So we're back in the U.S. game. We got Roman Anthony up. First pitch he sees is going to miss outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Soroka already has 19 pitches in this game. And the first one he throws is a ball. Second pitch, that is going to be grounded foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, pitchers have a limit of 60 pitches. 80 pitches in a game. Now in the second round. 1-1 pitch. Here it is. Roman Anthony hits it to the first base. That's a fair ball. Naylor has it. Fielded. That's going to be the first out of the inning. So, you know, I want to talk about this really fast. And I was able to reflect, hear other people's points of views, and it makes me really come to different terms. I was making this argument, you could say mainly with myself, talking and even seeing. And I've seen people talk about it. Let's see Kyle Riley. First pitch to him. He's 0 for 6 in the World Baseball Classic. Riley, you're put down into the 7 hole for a reason. Will Smith has been way more productive. You know, we need Riley to come through. I mean, 0-6. Oh, he swings. This is going to be in foul grounds. The catcher makes the play. So now he's 0 for 7. So, you know, again, Riley's not looking good to start off this World Baseball Classic. And look, it's going to get to a point where you're going to have to keep him out of the lineup because he's 0 for 7. 0 for 7 in the World Baseball Classic. And I don't know how you can keep running him out there, especially now that these games are elimination games. Win or go home. That's what it comes down to. Win or go home. Bryce Terang, the 8-hitter, here's the first pitch to him. Way outside, 1 ball and no strike. He's hitting .417 in the World Baseball Classic. Arguably, he's been one of the best hitters for Team USA. The most clutch and consistent hitter. .417, here's the 1-0. Misses up high, 2 balls and no strikes. So, you know, it hasn't been good with him in that regard. But Riley, going back to Riley, but you know, he's important. 2-0 pitch, 3 balls, no strikes from Soroka. You got to take care of your Terang. Even though, again, Terang, 5 for 12 in the World Baseball Classic, .417 average, no home runs, 4 RBIs. He's been huge for the team. He's been a part of some big innings for the team. So 3-0 pitch, here it is. That is going to be the first strike of the at-bat. Strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, shout out to everybody that's on YouTube, on Twitch. I appreciate everybody that's joining, tuning in. 3-1 pitch, here it is. Swung and foul ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So I know that a lot of people come to the channel looking like, oh snap, somebody got a stream. They're going to be showing the game. Unfortunately, you already know, I don't have the copyrights to show it. Very soon, I believe I'm going to have, the MLB's going to give me permission to do this. I really believe it. I don't know why, but I'm saying it. 3-2 pitch. Terang serves it. Foul ball. 29th pitch for Soroka. His 30th pitch is coming. So I don't believe, I don't have the copyright to show the game now. I know that there's ways to get away with it, but, you know, right now I'm not trying to put that on the line. I'm trying to build something for myself. 3-2 pitch. Terang fouls it off. Is that going to stay in territory? No. 30th pitch. I'm trying to build something right now. And for me to show the game, it's going to be, look, I believe I'm going to have thousands of people watching. I saw a stream the other day where they have 14,000 people watching the game. I get it. And I respect people that do that. If they want to do that, that's their decision, you know? I'm going to tell you after this pitch. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3, got him looking at a breaking pitch. So that's a 1-2-3 inning for Team USA. We are going now to the bottom of the second inning. So, you know, I respect people that show the games. I just don't have the copyright. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to build something. And if I just stream the game, even though I know that more people would watch that and I would get more subs because everybody's looking for a free way to watch the game with all these subscriptions that, like, just an example, NBA, you have to get boom, there goes Plantain. I love my team. Plus, Christopher Sanchez is so elite. 5 innings, 0 runs. Brother BKL Sports, I was making this argument. You tell me what you think. Because for me, once the game got 6-0, 7-0, Christopher Sanchez was at 40 pitches. He was at 40 pitches. Would you have taken him out? I know that they didn't. Would you have taken him out and tried to maybe stretch him where he would have 3 days off, Dominican Republic making the finals, and you put him to pitch again Tuesday? Would you have done that? I don't know what he finished with pitch-wise, but we're in the Dominican Republic game. Ketel Marte's up. Would you have done that? I would have done that. I would have said, look, I trust my bullpen to protect a 6-7 run lead. I trust my offense to give me more runs. Christopher Sanchez, we're going to take you out, and we're going to put, we're going to put in another pitcher, because if I could pitch you in the final, I want you in the final. What do you think about that, brother BK? Because I feel that way, that they should have done that. That's how I feel, that they should have 100% done that. And, I'm curious to what you would say about that. So, Ketel Marte's up, 0-2 pitch. Here is the 0-2 pitch to Ketel Marte. Here it is. Grounded to the second baseman, fielded cleanly. It's going to be the second out of the inning. So, you tell me what you think about that. So, again, I was mentioning, I would love to show the game. Like, you see where it says World Baseball Classic here? I would love to have a nice little box showing the game. Or I'm using a green screen, putting a green screen of the game right behind me. I would love to do that. But the reality is, I could get away with it for some time. And, it will be good. But right there, right now, no. Oh, Soto takes the first pitch. Right now, I'm going to keep doing this. I got to keep working with what I have. And little by little, my live streams are going to get better. They're going to get more entertaining. They're going to get more where people are going to be like, yo, I want to be a part of this live stream. Little by little, it's going to get there. We just got to keep working. Logan Webb is up right now to pitch. His first pitch is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. So, there it is there. So, we're gonna, I didn't go into the brackets because I started to talk about other stuff, but we'll go into the brackets in a few minutes. The 0-1 pitch, no from Webb. His 20th pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. So let me show you all really fast. I'm going to show you the bracket. Look at the bracket here for each of these teams on where we're at and what's to expect. So the USA right now is playing Canada. Again, single elimination. Win or go home. You lose, that's it. You're eliminated. Most of these players will go back to their teams in the MLB. Some of them will go back to their respective leagues. Some of them will go back to, maybe, there's people that are Uber drivers and electricians that have their job and they just come to play for the World Baseball Classic because of their skills. So, people go back to their life in that regard. So the winner out of this game, Canada and the US, will play the winner out of the DR and Korea, which it's looking like the DR. The DR is up 7-0. I mean, nobody sees a comeback there. If somebody bet in a comeback and that bet hit, that person's probably going to be a billionaire after the day. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. 1 away. 1 out to start off this inning. Logan Webb's looking really good. So, unfortunately, it's definitely true. Plus, Christopher Sanchez is definitely pitching very well. But my passion says I'm not fine with it to take out. But only I care if Sanchez is pitching in the final. I get what you mean. I wouldn't want to take him out because you don't want to, disrespect the opponent. But, hey, Sandy Alcantara's pitching the final. DR making it there. But it's not bad having insurance. He wasn't great against Venezuela. He wasn't great. So that's why I would just throw that out there to see. Logan Webb, 224 strikeouts in 2025. That's a lot. 1-0 pitch. That's going to miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes. We got Bo Naylor up. He's hitting 308 in this World Baseball Classic. Look, I will say this. Okay, I'm going to go there. 2-0 is the pitch. Here it is. That's going to be the, oh boy. Blue. Where did that miss at, Blue? I mean, what in the world? 3 balls, no strikes. My gosh. I'm telling you. 3-0 pitch. Strike 1. First strike of the at-bat. Look, you know, it shows right now we have 3 people on Twitch. We have, what, 6 people on YouTube. Leave some comments. Let's talk baseball. Let's talk about what you think about the prediction. Bo Naylor has himself a base hit. Hits it to left field. Canada has their first base runner of the inning. And Canada's had base runners in both innings. Now it shows we have 9 in YouTube. See, the thing about it, when you stream this game, you're going to be having a lot of traffic coming in and out because some people are like, we on YouTube, we've already had more than 200 people join. And the reason that happens is because people are looking for a free place to watch the game. And that's cool, you know. So you have a lot of traffic because everybody's typing in that title on YouTube, typing in that title on Twitch. Denzel Clark, here's the first pitch to him, strike 1. His ABs in this World Baseball Classic haven't been good. He needs to do better. He's 3 for 13, hitting 231, no home runs, 2 RBI. So, you know, that's the thing. And everybody that's coming by, leave your comments, share. Let's talk baseball. What are your predictions? Who you think's going to win? 0-1 pitch to Clark. That is going to be another strike, 0-2. So Denzel Clark in the first inning made a really, really nice play off a hard hit ball. A deep ball by Bryce Harper to the deepest part of the field, right in front of the 409. So, you know, really big. So Logan Webb's up to 30 pitches. He's down to his last 50 pitches in this game. The 0-2 pitch. Here it is. That is maybe a double play ball. They're going to get 1 and they are going to get, no, they're not going to get 2. So they get 1 out there and that ball was hit too slow for them to get 2. So Clark, and again, he's a burner. He runs really, really fast. So, you know, we are now at 2 outs. Still a runner on first base for Team Canada. Look, this is an important game for Canada. Just for them to be here is already historic, and I'm happy for them. But if Canada wins this game, wow. We got Edouard Julien up right now. Edward Julien. His first swing, Bobby Witt Jr., what a play. Makes the play, and that is going to be the end of the inning. So the U.S. is already looking a lot better. We're getting a lot of, you know, how can I say? Let me see here. We're going to mute that. Okay. Yeah, we're going to, you know, we're having some comments where people are putting in the chat to watch the free game. And, you know, I respect the hustle again, but I'm trying to build something here and we got to work on that. We got to go against that. So if people want to stay and watch here with me, my reactions and stuff, I'm absolutely greatly appreciative to have people here with me. But if people want to, you know, they're looking for links to find the game, you know, unfortunately we don't have that here. But I'm sure that if people, if I go on YouTube right now, I'll find it pretty much. Let me, USA versus Canada, World Baseball Classic. I'm typing that in right now. So let me see what live streams are coming up. Let's see right here, live stream. Let's see. I have one live stream appearing here. This one is on 365 News. I'm not sure if they're actually showing the game though. Let's see here. Maybe they actually may be showing the game here. Wow, that's pretty interesting if they're actually showing the game. But they're showing commercials as well. Yeah, they actually may be showing the game on this channel. So, and they got 15,000 people in the chat. We got that. We had a stream from them on YouTube. My stream is showing as well. We got another one from FS1 Live. Is this an actual FS like Fox channel? I don't think it is, honestly. Or is it a Spanish one? I'm not too sure. Nah, this ain't a FS. 100% this is not a channel. But there's 78,000 people watching it. And that's all good, you know? But here we are working to build something. And, you know, I appreciate everybody that's been here showing their, you know, support. And we're going to keep going in that regard, you know. Keep going, and everybody that comes by, I appreciate. Like, we got Star Wars, Brother BK. We had Anna, at Only Resident Gear. Appreciate the support. So we're in the 7th inning. It's not I mean, the mercy rule is if Dominican Republic, if they hold Korea to no runs here in this 7th, and they score 3 runs, game's over. 3-2 count. The 3-2 pitch, here it is. Swing and a miss. And this is the thing about the Dominican Republic's lineup, the bullpen. They are throwing absolute gas. Gas. We're in a commercial break in USA and Canada. I know that the title says that, but going to there, these pitchers for the DR are throwing absolute gas. I mean, 97 out of the bullpen. That's what's coming. So we got Pete Crow Armstrong up. He's on a 2-1 count right now. And we have already 34 pitches from Michael Soroka. No outs in the inning. Let's see here. So here's the pitch to Crow Armstrong off the first baseman's glove. It's going to be a race. The pitcher can't get there. Really bad job by Soroka. Soroka, if he would have gotten there, they would have had him. But Soroka must have thought, you know how when you're a player and you get stuck watching what's happening rather than reacting to what you should do? That's what happened there. Now, the USA has Pete Crow Armstrong on first base. He is an absolute burner as well, really fast. I think he's going to be trying to swipe a bag right here. Let's wait a few and see what he's going to do. But I believe he's going to... Look, if you're the US, you don't want to leave this game close. You want to put some separation in this game. Bobby Witt Jr., first pitch up and in. 94 miles per hour, 1 ball and no strikes. So Soroka's down to his last 44 pitches in this game. Pitchers now can go to the 80 pitch mark in the 2nd round. Elimination games. Let's go. Here is the 1-2 pitch. The 1-0 pitch, excuse me. Here it is. That's going to miss outside. So Bobby Witt Jr. seeing the ball really, really well. He's laying off pitches. He's seeing pitches. He's laying off them. And he is not, how can I say? He's not, giving in. He's being really patient. So let's see here. The 2-0 pitch right now. Misses 3-0. So Soroka struggling a little bit of control. And if you're Soroka, this is not the lineup you want to be walking hitters. You do not want to be walking this lineup. You do not. If you're Witt, do you give him the green light? He has the green light. Without a doubt, Bobby Witt has the green light. No way he doesn't. He has the green light here. 3-0 pitch. And he didn't have a green light. He didn't. He took 3-1, strike 1. We got next Bryce Harper. We got after that Aaron Judge. So Soroka, he's going to have to throw some strikes to keep himself in this ball game. He's really, really important. So 3-1 pitch to Bobby Witt Jr. And he's a long hold. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle. The Toro gets it. That's going to be... They're only going to get 1 at second base. They got Pete Crow Armstrong. Look, I didn't like that they didn't try to send him there to steal. You got to try to create something. So it ends up being a fielder's choice, getting the lead runner at second base. Nice play by Otto Lopez. But, if you're the U.S., was he safe there? Wow. No, he was 100% out. Not even close. Look. If you're DeRosa, why not send Pete Crow Armstrong there? Why not? Why not give him the sign go? Or I don't know if the players have the free will to go if they want, but why not send it? Why not put the sign? Bryce Harper's up, 1 out, runner on first base. Soroka's holding the ball a long time. Here's the pitch. Bryce Harper fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike. So shout out to everybody on Twitch, on YouTube. I appreciate every one of you for being here. Please, I'm at a time we're working on the page. Leave your suggestions. What do you think I can do to make the live streams better besides showing the game? I know showing the game is the absolute elite thing. We're just not there yet. 0-1. Bryce Harper swings and a miss, 96 miles per hour. 0-2. Look, Bryce, that's a pitch you got to take the other way. And I feel like he's trying to pull that ball. You got to take that the other way. You cannot try to pull that ball. Take it the other way. Hit it where it's pitched. That's how you know he's not doing great. 0-2 pitch. Pickoff attempt to first. Bobby Witt is back. Man, I'm surprised that the U.S. is not being aggressive. They have a lot of slow people on the team. You're not trying to steal with Schwarber. Judge, Schwarber, Bregman, Riley. You're not trying to steal with these guys. 0-2. Misses, takes the nice pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You're not trying to steal with these guys. You got Bobby Witt Jr., Pete Crow Armstrong. I understand you don't want to run into an out, but you know, when you become, the U.S. is gonna get to a point where they're gonna become one-dimensional, and you know, 1-2 pitch. Bryce Harper pops it up a mile high. Otto Lopez is there. It's gonna drop. Wow, I think they did that on purpose. Yeah, that was on purpose. They did that on purpose so that they could switch Bobby Witt. Instead of Bobby Witt being on base, they wanted to have Bryce Harper on base. And hey, can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it because Bobby Witt, if he hits it in the gap, he's probably going to score. Bryce Harper in the gap, he may not score. Aaron Judge is 1-for-1 for double in the first inning. Can we see some Aaron Judge power? Here is the pitch. Judge takes a strike, 1, no balls, 1 strike. I'm going to talk about something regarding the games after this when we go to a commercial break. Then we'll go to the brackets maybe on the next or second break after that. But let's see. 0-1 pitch. Misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So, I'm not liking so far that the U.S. is not using Bobby Witt Jr. and Pete Crow Armstrong to steal. Now, if there's health reasons that I don't know about, which I wouldn't know about, I understand. But if they're playing, I mean, why not, try to make them steal, you know? Because U.S. is going to become one-dimensional. 1-1. Inside. 2-1. That was his hardest thrown pitch of the game. Soroka, he threw that 97 miles per hour. 2 balls and 1 strike. 47 pitches for Soroka. He's down to his last 33 pitches. Maybe he could get through 5 with that. Let's see if he could keep himself in it. 2-1 pitch to Judge. That's going to miss outside. He's being careful. 3 balls and 1 strike. So, Judge 100% has the green light here. 100% has the green light. But I want to talk about the environment in the World Baseball Classic. Look, in the break, we're going to go there. The 3-1 pitch, here it is, misses outside. So it's a walk. USA has now first and second with still 2 away. And Schwarber is going to come up. Yeah, that was 100%. That was 100% a mistake. I mean, 100% intentional by Otto because he looked down to see if the runner was close and he intentionally dropped it so that he could get the switch there. So 100%. They're showing the replay of that again. 49 pitches for Soroka. Schwarber takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. My goodness. We keep having this, so we're going to have to report. Let us put here. Let me put here. Let us put there. 2-0 now to Schwarber. Let us put here. And they keep doing it over and over again. Let us put here. There we go. Put that there. There we go. So we got from I guess USA is the favorite to win. Let me get to 2-0 pitch. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Soroka's down to his last 28 pitches. The Canada bullpen already has some, they already have some noise going in there. Let's see. 2-1 pitch. That is a little nub to third base. He's going to be safe. So, wow. Talk about a little nub shot. Bases are going to be loaded for the USA. That was an absolute nub shot. And the USA now has the bases loaded. Schwarber, who's not a burner, gets an infield hit on an absolute nubber off the end of the bat. Toro did all he could do, but you weren't, even Bregman, you weren't going to throw him out. So, I guess USA is the favorite to win, but I'm not sure between those teams. But plus 140 odds is still fine, but they have weakness that is pitching. Canada has plus 3,000 with hungry team. Hey, you're making a really good point there, brother BK. And, I'm going to say this. I'm rooting for the U.S. The U.S. is not looking good. Even in the 3 games they won, they beat Brazil. But Brazil, they won 15-5. I've watched every game. We have a pitcher's mound visit here. They won 15-5 versus Brazil. Brazil walked 17 people. You can't, and if you look at their runners in scoring position, they weren't good. They beat Great Britain, 8-1, 10-1, something like that. They were trailing for the first four to five innings, 1-0, because their offense was just horrible. Bregman's up, bases loaded, 2 outs. The U.S., you got to capitalize here. You got to capitalize. Bregman misses up high. This is what, look, you got to take pitches here. You cannot be swinging at pitches as well. So I like to take. Now, when they play Mexico, they got one big inning, 1 inning of 5 runs. But that's about it. They were scoreless the rest of the whole game. 1-0 pitch to Bregman. Strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. This could be Soroka's last inning. Well, let's not say. He has to get out of this trouble. If he gives up a grand slam, a double, could take him out. But, you know, let's see here. 1-1 pitch. Here it is. I thought that was a strike. Nonetheless, called the ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike there. So that was a close pitch right there. Really, really close pitch right there. So 2-1 is the count. Bregman's up. We need you, Bregman. Oh, threw him on. Filthy slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Really great pitch. Great pitch because you're in a count for a fastball. It looks like a ball. It looks like a ball up high. Just drops in there. 2-2 count. Bregman, let's go, man. Anything close, put the ball in play now. You can't strike out here. 2-2. That is hit. The third baseman stops it. He's going to go to first. And Bregman's safe, and the ball's over the first baseman's head. It goes into the dugout, and Team USA is going to get 2 runs, and they are going to lead this ball game 3-0. Wow. Look, if there's one thing that I can say, it's, yes, rule the hit with an error as it should be. If there's one thing I could say, horrible throw. Yeah. See, all right. Abraham Toro, I like Abraham Toro, but he's making some mental mistakes. And that's it. Soroka's out of this ball game. Wow. Soroka's out of this ball game. It's 3-0. We're going to a pitching change, folks. And that's a problem. Ever since last night against Italy, they look not like the best. That's a problem. They don't have any aggressive. Plus, they look 50-50. You know what I mean? 50-50, no aggressive. I 100% agree with you. And let me talk about this. I was going to talk about something else, but I'm going to talk about this. The DR versus PR versus USA. I'm going to be honest. For me, I thought some of the celebration for the DR was a little excess. For example, they were up against Nicaragua in 1 inning 12-3, and they were all meeting at home plate's okay. But in the MLB, like if you're up by 12-3, you don't do that. Because it's like showing up your team. So for me, that rubbed me away a little bit the wrong way, but it's controversial because you don't get this baseball all the time. It's a once in a while thing, you know? So, you know, I mean, it's tough because we got a mercy rule. The Dominican Republic has mercied Korea. Let me verify. Austin Wells hit Austin Wells has a 3-run. What was it? A 3-run home run or a 2-run home run? Let me see here. Yep, 3-run home run for Austin Wells. The Dominican Republic has a mercy rule. Hey, shout out to Korea for making it there, but they just ran into a team that's just too good. Too good. They just run into that. Now, okay, so the Dominican Republic's on. It's official. Whoever wins this game between the U.S. and Canada, they will be playing the Dominican Republic. It's official. Now, let's see the game now. Roman Anthony's up. Here's the first pitch to him. Strike 1. I'm going to finish that comment there, Brother BK, around your last comment there. On Twitch, we got 2 people viewing. What's up with people on Twitch? Leave a comment. You know, share your thoughts on this game. Let's interact on Twitch a little bit. 0-1 pitch to Roman Anthony. Here it is. Swing and a miss, 0-2. In case you missed it, the U.S. took a 3-0 lead in this third inning. Look, it hasn't been great defense by Canada, but it hasn't been hard hit balls. It's been weak contact and a few walks. 0-2 pitch to Roman Anthony. Can we get him? Swing and a miss, got him. So a 3-pitch strikeout. Really good work coming in out of the bullpen. We are going now to the bottom of the third inning. Canada is now going to be up. So, look, I was to an extent feeling like the Dominican was celebrating too much. Like they were up 13-2 versus Nicaragua. And I'm like, you're blowing them out. You know, come on. Like, I'm not saying don't celebrate, but maybe filter it just a little bit. But I understand it more because when I see the U.S. play, look, I'm not saying that they don't care, but the U.S. doesn't play with that fire, that heart. Like, they say it with their words like, yo, we're representing our country, and you hear it. But when you look at the actions, you don't look at the actions and say, yo, they're like locked in. And where does that even start with? It starts with, look, the U.S. had one of their best pitchers, arguably, Tarik Skubal, go back, which, look, if Tarik Skubal would have stood, it would have been Skeens and Skubal in the last 2 games. Can you imagine if they made that? Skubal and Skeens. We already know if the U.S. wins this game, it'll be Skeens versus DR now. And that's must-see TV. Absolute must-see TV. You cannot miss that one. But, you know, with that being said, you see the U.S. play. They say with words, look, we're fired up. But you don't see much of that enthusiasm. You see a lot of laid-back guys. And that's not a problem. It's not bad. But then with the DR, you see the total opposite. And, you know, it's important. Because for me, the U.S. hasn't played great so far. Now, can it change? Yeah. It's spring training? Yeah. But at the end of the day, they got the talent. They got the skills. It comes down to sometimes not even about spring training. It comes down to just the fire into the game. How much fire can you put? How much intensity can you put? So in case you missed it, on YouTube, we've already had about 400 people join us on this live stream. Shout out to the 400 people that have joined, even if it was for a moment, because I know a lot of people are trying to watch the physical game and not see somebody with their play-by-play, which is, you know, respect to that, but I still appreciate. On Twitch, we've had around 100 people join, and I appreciate all the support. First pitch to Otto Lopez from Logan Webb, strike 1. So let us see here. We're going to update the pitch count. I'm updating the pitch count as much as I can. Logan Webb's looking really good. 0-1 pitch. We got the leadoff hitter, Otto Lopez for Canada. Strike 2. Look, Canada's in a tough position now. They're down 0-3. Yep. Trying to think if they will face against arch rivals since 2023. That is Japan. That's tough. It is. The U.S. has a tough path. They have a tough path because all of the games are going to be away for them. They won't hit last. 0-2 pitch to Lopez. That's going to be hit to Witt. Fields it cleanly. Nice forehand. Got him. 1 away. Forehand for all my baseball savants and baseball players. The forehand out in front of him. Really beautiful forehand. Getting the hop. Played it well. And makes a strong throw to Bryce Harper there. You see Ken Rosenthal in the back there. Yeah, so, you know, I appreciate the U.S. Look, everybody's different. But some people play the game with the fire. Some people don't. Here's Josh Naylor. He's going to hit the first pitch right to Bobby Witt, which they played him for the shift. So a quick out. So that's 2 quick outs for Team Canada. Look, Canada's in an important position. When they played Cuba the other day, and the U.S., even if the U.S. is not playing good, the U.S. is not Cuba. They're not Cuba. They scored runs early. And Canada needs to understand that you can't expect Canada to have the big 5-run inning. Maybe, especially against Logan Webb. Here's the first pitch. That is going to be a strike with a 92-mile-per-hour sinker. Can they have an inning of big runs? Yeah, but maybe more likely against the bullpen. But right now, Logan Webb's pretty efficient. 37 pitches. He's in the 3rd inning, 1 out away. He's still got 43 pitches to go. 0-1 pitch. That is hit pretty well. Well, but there's Roman Anthony, bag of chips. That's going to do it. A quick 1, 2, 3 inning. So look at that. Very efficient. He's averaging about 12.3 pitches an inning. We are going now to the 4th inning. So it's an important, thing. And brother BK, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm rooting for the US. I don't know. The way that the US is playing, they need absolute domination from Paul Skeens. It just comes down to that. If Paul Skeens with 80 pitches can go through 6, 7 strong innings, I would say minimum 6, which is possible. But the only thing is, he's going to have to be throwing strikes because these Dominican hitters are not going to be swinging at bad pitches. If he can do that, so you have Mason Miller throwing an inning, that's 7 innings of 100 miles per hour that they're going to be facing, which is about time because the DR hasn't been facing a ton of velocity. They face some velocity, not a lot. But in order for the US to win that game, they won't hit first. They're going to have to really, push for that. So let me show you the bracket really fast, and we're going to talk a little bit about the ambience of the World Baseball Classic. Shout out to everybody that's on YouTube, on Twitch. Leave your comments. Who do you think is going to win the World Baseball Classic? Of course, this bracket is not updated, but already, if you didn't see it, the Dominican Republic mercied Korea. They mercied Korea 10-0 in the 7th inning, and the Dominican Republic has advanced to the next round. They are going to be playing the winner of this ball game, which right now the U.S. is in a good position. They're winning 3-0, but hey, game's never over. Respect your opponent. So tomorrow we're going to get to the games for tomorrow afterwards, but we're going to see there afterwards, to talk a little bit more about the games tomorrow at a later time. We're back. Canada's leaving Ashman into the game. And, I don't know what it is. If you've noticed it, you would have seen at Star Wars by Korea. Yup, they are gone. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Korea, it was they made it to the final 8. So they were the 8th best team. Shout out to them in the world. 8th best team in the world. Here's the pitch. That is going to be a strike. Now it's interesting. Would how you call it? Would Australia have played better against the DR? I don't know. Misses outside. 0-1. One ball, one strike. Riley's up from the right side. Riley, we need you. If your back can wake up, 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Just some of these swings are just not looking good. From some of these players, like you can tell that they are just not in. I'm not going to say that they're not into it, but you can just tell they are on spring training mode. They are not, in full season mode. They are just not up to speed. Their swings are lazy. They don't look good at the plate. 1-2 pitch to Riley. Here it is. And he went. I think he went. No, he didn't go. 2-2. He checked. So some of the hitters, like you can tell they're not looking good. They're not making good swings. They're not making, a lot of contact. And they're making bad pitch selection. Bad pitch selection. 2-2 pitch. That is hit. It's going to go out of play for Riley. So, if it's me, if Riley's bat doesn't wake up in this game, hey, I'm putting Will Smith to start next game versus DR. You're going to need all the offense. Because while I'm saying that they would need Paul Skeens to be electric, doesn't change the fact you're going to have to score some runs. 2-2 pitch, that's going to be strike 3. A 93 mile per hour fastball blown right by him. A hitter that we could see turn 97, 98 around. 93 blown right by him. So it's just showing you. Wow. They're showing a replay of the third baseman for Canada, Toro, throwing a changeup grip to first base. And that's pretty interesting right there. Bryce Terang is up 1 away in this top of the 4th. Strike 1. Bryce Terang's been really, really big for Team USA so far. Really, really big. So the 0-1 pitch to Bryce Terang. Here it is. That is lined to left field. A 1-out single for Bryce Terang. So, the DR, look, you cannot blame a team for being so good, and they're just so good. They're just so good. But if they play Canada, look, I think they can mercy Canada as well. Now, if they play the U.S., I don't think they'll mercy the U.S. I think that would actually be a really good game, because now the U.S. would have, the DR would have Severino pitching, from what I understand. Pete Crow Armstrong up. First pitch is high, 1 ball, no strike. So Canada's in a critical moment in this game. Very, very critical moment. You can't afford to give up much more runs. And if you're Canada, you need to chip in 1 run. Get 2 runs. You got to do something, 1-0 pitch, excuse me, misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. So, Canada's in that position. They need to put some stuff together. They need to do something. And I'm going to even say this. Let me see here. 2-0. Misses outside, 3 balls, no strike. The next thing I want to talk about when we get a moment in this. My wife gave me an Oreo cakester. I'm about to have me a quick snack. I ate dinner before starting my live stream, but maybe I'm going to get hungry more. 3-0 pitch. That's going to be a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. I've been here live streaming since what time? 6:30 when the DR game started. Yes, USA is playing Canada for the gold medal in men's hockey in 2026 Winter Olympics. The gold medal game is scheduled. Yeah, this game happened already, Star Wars. This happened already. The U.S. won the game, 3-1. Swinging at a ball. 3-2. Swung at a ball. Yeah, Star Wars, this game happened already. U.S. played Canada in hockey and in men's and women. And the U.S. took gold in both of them. So this game happened already. Now they happen to be playing in baseball, which is, it's amazing how baseball works out, how sports in general, countries seem to attract each other. 3-2 pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong. Here's the pitch. That is hit pretty well. But Denzel Clark is at center field. He has room right in front of the 409. It's going to be the 2nd out of the inning. So I want to talk about the buzz of the World Baseball Classic, especially for USA games. Harper's home run would have been a home run. Harper's deep flyout would have been a home run in about 24 stadiums. That's an interesting stat right there. 2 outs now. Ashman has 17 pitches. He looks a little bit like Tyler Rogers. So Bobby Witt Jr.'s up. That's going to miss outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The vibe of, like, all right, I have my AirPod in. I'm listening to the game. I love listening to the game and hearing the announcers in the sense of 1-0 pitch. That's going to miss low. 1-1. Yeah, the announcers, but I'm the announcer. I'm listening to the announcers and I'm announcing. But the crowd, like, there's not a big buzz with the crowd. Now, with the DR game, there'll be a huge buzz with that game. 2-0 pitch. Here it is. Bobby Witt Jr. hits it right back to the pitcher. That's going to do it. So, Ashman for Canada's come in, and he's been really, really solid. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. And Canada does what they're supposed to do. Keep the game close. 3-0 is not an insurmountable lead. And if you're Canada, you got to keep this game as close as possible. As close as possible. All of you watching, you can check out my Instagram, my YouTube. You can check out, my pages. And, see more of my content, a little more of what I do. As I mentioned, I am building something on this page. I am working on this page, to build, to build something. I love sports. Soon I'm going to be doing basketball games for the playoffs. Soon I'm going to be doing basketball games. Soon I'm going to be doing, college basketball, NBA. Just a matter of time. But right now we're on baseball. When the Mets season starts, which is, let's see, opening day for the MLB. Today is the 13th, Friday. So opening day is 2 weeks from yesterday. So the 26th of March is going to be opening day. And I am extremely excited for that. So let's talk about the brackets really fast. About the games for tomorrow so that all of you can know what is going to happen tomorrow in the World Baseball Classic game. So tomorrow, Saturday, we have the first game at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be the shocking team of Italy versus Canada. Excuse me. What is up with me? It's going to be Italy versus Puerto Rico. That's going to be the first game happening at 3 p.m. Puerto Rico, they made it, and a lot of people, I don't want to say that they're surprised, but a lot of people are happy that they made it because they didn't have Lindor, Carlos Correa, Javier Baez, the pride of that team. But they showed up. And now they have a tough opponent because Italy, 4-0, out of nowhere, dominated in the first round, dominated Mexico. They started off dominating the U.S., but the U.S. came back, made it a game. 8-6, they won. But 4-0 is 4-0. So, we see there. We see there, and, tomorrow, that's the first game. I think, look, I want Puerto Rico to win, but I honestly would like to see Italy versus Japan in the next round, in which that leads me to the 9 o'clock Eastern game. Both of these games, I'm going to live stream them. 9 p.m. Eastern time, Toronto time, New York time, Venezuela versus Japan. And that one, it should be a really, really good game because Venezuela, they lost their most recent game to the DR. And if you're them, you don't want to go out with another loss. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Owen Casey. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. 41 pitches so far for Logan Webb. And he's been really, really efficient. He's been superb to start off this game. 2-1 pitch. That is hit to center field. But Pete Crow Armstrong's there. Makes the running grab. First out of the inning. And Canada has to understand they need to play some small ball. They need to take advantage. So we got Badir led by Juan Soto and Fernando Tatis with surged in odds after a dominant 4-0 pool play. While U.S. recovered from a pool loss to Italy. Yeah, without a doubt. For me, so that's tough for semifinals. They need more pitching for USA. I can agree with that. Here's the pitch to Abraham Toro, strike 1. Look, if you ask me, Luis Severino solid. After that, for the DR, it gets a little dicey. That's why I brought up the argument of what would you do? That is going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. That's where it raises up that, who are the options for DR? Like you saw the game against Venezuela. They almost melted down at nighttime in the last inning. Uribe walked 3-hitter. Not saying that's going to happen every time, but, then Alvarado didn't come in and make it better. But that is going to be a base hit for Abraham Toro. So Canada has a 1-out base runner in the bottom of the 4th inning. Hey, Canada, they gotta put. I'm rooting for Canada. I'm rooting for Canada and the U.S. in the World Baseball Classic. If I have to choose one team, I'm going with the U.S. But hey, I've been watching all of Canada's games. They gotta 100% play how they've been playing. Small ball, manufacture runs. Don't try to hit the home runs. Play the smart game. So Abraham Toro gets a hit in this inning. Can they get a 1-out rally? We got 45 pitches for Webb so far. Here's the first pitch. Strike 1. He throws a 91 mile per hour cutter. That was thought it was gonna be a fastball. So that's tough for semifinals if they need more pitching for USA. Yeah, that's my biggest worry. What is the DR's pitching in the bullpen gonna look like against the US? They throw hard. That is gonna be another strike. 0-2. So Logan Webb is pitching really good. 33 pitches to go for Webb. Can he get through this inning in the 5th and lead it off to the 6th? He's in line for that. He's at a really good rate of pitches. Right now, he's there really good. Between matchup against Venezuela, they look different. That's a good point. Yeah. 0-2, did he go? No, he didn't go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like the DR is for me, I'm going to be honest with you. For me, the DR is the favorite. I understand that the odds are saying the US, but if I'm seeing how teams are playing, Logan Webb, 34 strikes, 14 balls, 48 pitches total. That's a really good ratio. 1-2 pitch. I'm going to make the comment right after this. 1-2 pitch from Logan Webb. That is just going to miss 2 balls and 2 strikes. For me, the DR is the #1 team. Now, they've been doing rankings, and I believe they've been putting Japan as the #1 team. But the odds show the U.S. For me, the best team is the U.S. Excuse me, the DR. Here's the next pitch, fouled away. That's his 50th pitch. He has 30 pitches to go. For me, the DR has been the best pitch, the best team. Then I would go with Japan. Then I can't even go U.S. I have to go U.S. 4. I have to put Italy in front of them because of how they've played. I would put Italy 3, then the U.S. 4. And Italy, let's see if they're for real. 2-2. Strike 3. Got him. 2 away. That's been an absolute filthy pitch. So we've had more than 550 people join us on this live stream. I appreciate everybody that's joined us, everybody that shows support. And, you know, it means a lot. I know, again, this is like my 4th time saying this. A lot of people have been looking to watch the game. On here, unfortunately, we don't have that now. There are other links available. Here's the first pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. But I will do my absolute, I'm doing my absolute best for all of you to enjoy the play-by-play and actually feel like you're there watching the game as well. Because some people can't watch because they're busy or they're out and about, they're driving. That is going to be another ball, 2 balls, no strikes. But for people that only can listen to the game, maybe you're in a car, you could put YouTube. Maybe you could send it to somebody that's in a car. They don't have no options. They can't watch, but they can only listen. I hope that we can reach out to these people in this page. 2-0. That is hit hard, but Bryce Harper fields it. That's going to do it. We're going now to the 5th inning. So that ball was hit really, really hard. So Logan Webb, he's at now about 55 pitches. 55 pitches, and he's looking good. So between matchup against Venezuela, they look different. That's a good point. Yeah, the DR pitchers throw really hard. Like, really, really hard. The only thing is just that, are they going to be able to throw strikes in the late innings? Severino, I'm confident in Severino. Do I think he's going to shut the U.S. out for 5-6 innings? I don't. Can he? He can. I don't think he will, but he can. They can. Now, I want to talk about the buzz. Like, I'm listening to the crowd. Man, the crowd in some of these games. Like, first off, like I was watching the DR and Korea game. The stadium wasn't 100% sold out. If they say it was sold out, maybe everybody purchased tickets, but looking through, it was so, you could see some emptiness that you barely saw the crowd being shown. So the DR versus Korea, now DR versus Venezuela was packed, but DR versus Korea, it's kind of empty, meaning even though DR is playing, a lot of people didn't want to watch that game. It's just showing, that's the facts. A lot of people didn't want to pay for that game, especially if you're in Florida. Now, this game, it looks crowded. I want to check if the stadium is sold out. Is Canada versus USA World Baseball Classic 2026 sold out? Let's see here. Is it sold out? Let me see here real fast. Okay, so right now, if I wanted to buy a ticket on the website, I can't buy a ticket. I could buy a ticket for Puerto Rico versus Italy tomorrow, but I can't buy a ticket for United States and Canada. So that means it's sold out. So, look, if it's sold out, this game, I don't know, but the buzz is not that, like, it's not buzzing. I'm not looking at the stadium and saying, like, this feels like a playoff game. It doesn't. And we got Canada versus the U.S. and the buzz is like, not that important. It's not that, like, lively, you know? Doesn't seem lively at all, personally, from what I'm seeing. So, you know, it's something that I'm taking into consideration. Let's see here to change my AirPod. So Bryce Harper's up. They're leaving Ashman in, the lefty. He's been solid for the first 20 pitches he's thrown, giving up no runs. Let's see how he does against Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's 0 for 2 in this ball game. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Harper and Riley are the 2 bats that they're really important. And they've not been doing good. They have not been doing good. The DR has been absolutely unbelievable offensively. 0-1 pitch. That is hit. Grounded by Naylor. It's going to be another quick out for Bryce Harper. So, now do you leave Ashman in to face? Yeah, they may leave Ashman in to face Judge. But I don't know. This USA game, like, the buzz, like, it's just not much of a buzz. Like, arguably, the stadium is like, it's kind of dead. It looks packed. It looks sold out. But, I mean, I guess there's not been much to cheer about, but the buzz it's not much of a buzz, for me, from what I'm seeing. The first pitch to Judge. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Like, the game doesn't have that feel of like, oh boy, this is live. Yeah, my AirPod headset's giving some trouble on this side, so I'm going to have to switch back to the other side. That is going to be a strike to Judge. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball and 1 strike to Aaron Judge. Let's go here. Aaron Judge, it's a 1-1 count. Here's to Judge. That is hit. The third baseman Toro's got it. It's going to be another bad throw from Toro, but Naylor stays on the base. Hey, 2 quick outs for Ashman. And see, this is the thing what I'm talking about with the U.S. lineup. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, they're leading 3-0, but I don't know. It's just, there's at bats when they come up and hit where I'm like, that's too easy. Where I'm seeing the DR at bats and I'm like, damn, yo, they're working these hitters. Excuse me, they're working these pitchers. They're not chasing. Schwarber's up with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. Misses, 1-0. And there's at bats with the U.S. where I'm just like, damn, like, these at bats look so dead, like, doesn't look that, like, it's not much of a good at bat, 1-0 pitch. Swinging at a low, nasty pitch, strike 1. Well, USA has Paul Skeens in the semifinals, or another top rotation arm. They probably could use Paul Skeens, but Joe Ryan, there's another one. I agree with that. I'm putting Joe Ryan in the final or Nolan McLean. I'm putting Skeens versus Dominican Republic. I'm not messing around with that. 1-1. Schwarber hits a grounder. That's it. And the end of the inning. So Harper, Judge, and Schwarber. 1, 2, 3. Fast, quick, maybe 8 pitches? Like, okay, it's baseball. I get it, but so boring, like, watching that. Like, there's no electricity. Like, you see there at bats, it's fast. So, it goes to that point where I was saying that the DR, maybe I thought that was a little too excessive celebrating, but then I can appreciate it because you see how much they care. Whereas, I don't know, the U.S. just hasn't been locked in. They haven't. Their games have been, to an extent, kind of boring. I was really looking forward to USA games as well. And little behold, I should have been doing the DR games because the US games haven't been so good. They have not been so good, honestly speaking. So I'm having my Oreo cakes snack right now. Let me show all of you the bracket. It's not updated, but at least I can show you. As you see there, the US versus Canada is happening right now. DR is already in the next round. They mercied Korea. And if the U.S. could finish this game up and win, they will play DR. Now, can Canada win this game still? Yes. I don't want to see Canada versus the DR. I'm just being honest. Can I guarantee? I think that will be a blowout. I think so. But, I mean, let's see. Game's not over. And tomorrow, we have the last 2 games of the quarterfinal, which is going to be first game, Puerto Rico and Italy. I would think Italy's going to pull it off if they're for real, but I hope Puerto Rico wins. Now, after that, the last game at 9 p.m., we have Venezuela versus the defending world champs, Japan. So, let's see what's gonna happen in that regard. Let's see how it's gonna go. But I mean, for me, these USA games, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to watch them, but I don't know, like the pitching hasn't been great. The starters have been solid, but I don't know. Some of the strike one from Logan Webb. He has 54, 55 now pitches. He has 25 pitches left. I can support him staying into this game because he's pitching good. Can you get him through 5 or can you get him through 6? Can he get through 6 with 25 more pitches? Strike 2. Webb is looking really good. $65 pitches first round, 80 pitches for a pitcher in this quarterfinal, semifinals, and championship. 95 pitches. The 0-2 pitch. Here it is. That is going to miss up high. Good take by Denzel Clark. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can Logan Webb get through this inning with 23 pitches? Can he get into the next inning with these 23 pitches? Let's see. He's been really efficient so far. Really, really good for his team so far. The 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Strike 3. Quick 1 out. And that's the thing. Like, Canada's been striking out a lot in this game. A lot of strikeouts. Let me see how many strikeouts Canada has in this, World Baseball Classic in this game alone. I'm going to check that out right now. So, the U.S., Logan Webb has, 5 strikeouts? Okay, 5 strikeouts right now. Edward Julian's up. First pitch to him. Strike 1. He's throwing strikes. He's 100% throwing strikes. So, I was happy seeing, man, just imagine if imagine how much better it would have been if the U.S. would have held Scooble and Skeens for the Mexico-Italy game and put Nolan McLean versus Great Britain. Could have been different. But, hey, we're here right now. It would have been the U.S. playing Puerto Rico tomorrow. That's what it would have been. 0-2 count already to Julian. 60 pitches, 61st pitch here. Misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, so that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like some of these games for the US is just so dead. 1-2 pitch, outside, 2-2. I don't know. For me, like the crowd, like you don't like compared to the DR game. So I'm excited to see the DR. If the US wins this, can they play the DR and how that's gonna go? That will be happening Sunday night. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses 3-2. So after being up 2-0, he's now worked the count back to 3-2. No walks here, Logan Webb. You got 17 pitches to go. It would be great if you could get to the 6th inning, but if you finish this inning, I mean, you take it. Be great if you could start the 6th, but this could be his last inning of work. 3-2 pitch, misses outside. So he lost him. After having 0-2, he loses him. So maybe that could raise a mound visit there for Logan Webb from being 0-2. Now we got Otto Lopez, the leadoff hitter for Team Canada. So again, shout out to everybody that's on Twitch. We've had more than 600 people join on YouTube. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to the people that have joined on Twitch. We have people right now that are on Twitch. I appreciate all of you. The support you've shown, you being a part of this journey means a lot. So Otto Lopez is up, single in the first inning, 1 for 2. Canada's had some opportunities. They haven't come through. So that's 5 balls in a row for Logan Webb. He's definitely lost some command with these last 5 pitches. Can he get any other strike? He got Josh Naylor on the mound. I mean on the on deck circle. If he comes up with both the runners on base, he's a tie and run, You don't want to put him in that position. Yeah, we got a mound visit right now. Logan Webb. His last 5 pitches haven't even been close. So good mound visit right there. We got, oh boy. At Star Wars, Keller. Oh boy. Keller's the first one in out of the bullpen. I don't know about Keller. I was disappointed with his throw to second base. Really disappointed with Keller's throw to second base. Let's see. Logan Webb. Can this mound visit help him out and get him back in the zone? If you're Otto Lopez, I think you gotta swing here. You gotta try to get because you're gonna get a pitch to hit here. 1-0. He swings exactly, but he fouls it off his foot. He didn't give in with fastball though. He threw him a changeup. He fouled it off of his foot. That hurts a lot. Hey, he's down to his last 14 pitches, Logan Webb. This could be his last inning of work. Yeah, fouled off the back foot. It's a tough place to get hit. Man, I'm losing track of the days. Today for me does not feel like Friday. Like, what time is this? 9:33. When I do these live streams, I lose track of time. I lose track of everything because I'm just focused on the game, watching the game. And it's so, it's really, really different in that regard. 1-1 pitch. 66 pitches. 14 pitches to go for Logan Webb. That is going to miss again. 2 balls and 1 strike. 13 pitches left. So, if for me, this is Logan Webb's last inning. Can he get through this inning though? This has been his worst inning so far. 2-1. That's gonna be a strike. 2-2. 12 pitches left for Logan Webb. Would you put a hit and run on if you're Canada now? Canada has to get something going. The offense, they've gotten 4 hits. They just haven't been great. Would you would you put a hit and run on? Swinging foul ball. So 69 pitches now for Logan Webb, down to his last 11 pitches in this game. He's going to automatically have to be coming out. Now, if he starts in that bat, let's say he starts in that bat with 70 pitches and the bat goes to 79, he can finish the at bat even if he gets 80 pitches. As long as he starts the at bat. 2-2. Misses way outside. 3 in the dirt. So that's 70 pitches. Bases loaded. Would you put a hit and run on? I don't think you send them here because you want Josh Naylor coming up with a runner on. But then I get the double play, wanting to stay out of that. So I think you should send them here, actually. Change my mind. Send them here. I would send them. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. That is hit back to Logan Webb. He goes to second. He's safe. But he gets Otto Lopez. Wow. So a good job to send him, because sending him made him second. Lopez is out at first though. So now 2 outs in this inning. So Josh Naylor is coming up, but he's not the tying run. So that's a really good job by Logan Webb. Yeah. Oh boy. Julian Edward could have signed, he came off the base for a moment. If they would have been able to keep the tag, he would have been out. Oh boy. Oh, Logan Webb, he's coming out. That's it. 5 2/3 for Logan Webb. That's it. Logan Webb is gonna come out. I would have liked to let him face this last batter, but I understand it. He struggled in this inning. Really, really struggled in this inning. So we're going to a commercial break. If you missed it, DR mercied Korea. It is now, the U.S. needs to finish this ball game so that we could get a DR versus USA game. A Paul Skeens versus that lineup game. That's what all of us want to see. Everybody in baseball wants to see that, and I hope it happens. I really, really hope that that's what's going to happen, coming up very soon. So let's see what's going to go on now. So we're at a commercial break. Just checking something here really fast. Let me see here real fast. I lose track of the time, to be honest. Like right now, it's let me see here. I lose track of the time at times. When you do the live streams, it's hard to keep track of all the times, but hey, it's all good. So, brother BK, let me see here what you put there. I guess they have an easy lineup. It's true they didn't lock in, so that's gotta be tough. If they don't lock in, they advance to the semifinals against Dominican Republic, but they have a weakness. 100%. I'm not liking, the USA has great players. I'm just not liking what I'm seeing. Pitching depth limitations and high pressure bullpen vulnerability for US. I think that to an extent, they have a few good pitchers. Let's go. I'm going to look at the bullpens for the DR. I'm gonna look at the pictures. Let's look at the pictures for the DR, and then I'm gonna look at the pictures for the US, hoping that this happens. Yeah, as Star Wars, I'm not too happy about Brad Keller coming in. I didn't like what he did in his last game, but I don't know. He needs to come through right now. What's up, Peen? You need anything? I'm all right, thank you. I'm hungry though, but I'll be all right. So now I will say this: I like the pitcher Brian Bello from the Dominican Republic. I really like him. Brad Keller. Here's the pitch. Strike one. So runner on second base. Josh Naylor's up. He takes a strike. 0-1 is the count. Josh Naylor's 0 for 2. He's been huge. He's a huge part. That is hit right to the first baseman. That's gonna do it. So Brad Keller comes in, throws 2 pitches, and get out. So look, Bo Naylor. This is the difference. We're going to the 6th inning, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the 6th. But this is the thing. Bo Naylor is the best player for this team, Canada, and he hasn't been doing good. And if he doesn't wake up, then Canada's not going to win this game or have a chance, because right now they're not getting no offense production. Now, Albert Abreu for the DR. I don't know all these pitchers. Elvis Alvarado from the Athletics. Brian Bello. I like Brian Bello a lot. Huascar Brazaban. He's good. He's good in the bullpen. Not dominant, elite, not Edwin Diaz, but hey, Sir Anthony Dominguez throws hard. Camilo Duval throws really hard. Carlos Estevez throws hard. I'm not too familiar with Juan Mejia or Wandy Perez. Dennis Santana throws hard. Luis Severino throws hard. Gregory Soto throws hard, but he could be wild. Abner Uribe. We saw Christopher Sanchez pitch. Look, the Dominican Republic has a good bullpen. They have good pitchers. It just comes down to, are they going to be able to throw strikes? I think that's what it comes down to. Now, let's check the US's real fast. And again, I don't want to disrespect Canada. This game's not over. We had some pitching changes, like Clay Holmes is no longer on the roster. He went back to be with the Mets. Tim Hill joined the bullpen. Who else? Tyler Rogers joined the bullpen. So, you know, Nolan McLean, I like Nolan McLean a lot, but he had a humbling experience versus Italy. Look, if I'm not mistaken, Matthew Boyd may have gone back too, or he's going back after this game so that Joe Ryan could come in. But, okay, David Bednar, I can trust him in the 7th inning. Is he going to be elite? I cannot say he's going to be elite. But I would give it a shot. Now, Griffin Jacks, I believe he could be solid in the 8th inning. I would put him in that situation. Or Tyler Rogers, Garrett Cleavinger, or Garrett Whitlock. I liked what I saw from him in his outing. And, you know, Tim Hill's a specialist. Tyler Rogers is a specialist to get certain outs. And, of course, Mason Miller. So, the U.S., I didn't go over all their pitchers, but both of these teams have weaknesses. It's just with the Dominican Republic, you can't really see their weaknesses. You can't really see DR's weaknesses. The only weaknesses I could say is that, can the pitchers throw strikes when it really matters? Can the bullpen close the deal? They don't have a proven closer there that's just lights out. They don't. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Bregman takes the first pitch. That's going to be inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, YouTube. I appreciate all of you. And, you know, means a lot to have everybody here. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Bregman. That ball's hit pretty well. Is it going to stay fair? Nope. Just foul by maybe 2 feet. If it was 2 feet more to the right, it would have been a solo home run for Bregman. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. So, you know, they have a good lineup. On YouTube, we've had more than 625 people join. Appreciate all of the support for the people that have joined this game. 1 ball and 1 strike. That is the count. Here is the pitch. 1-1. Up high. 2 balls, 1 strike. And this is an important part for Canada because you're down 3-0. You're in the ball game. And look, can I be honest? This has been a kind of a boring game. Now, it hasn't been sloppy. I'll say that. Been kind of a boring game, not that electric, you know. But hey, 2-1 pitch is coming. Here it is. Whoa, almost hit him in the head with an 82-mile-per-hour curveball. Whoa. And you hear finally some U.S. fans wake up and boo a little bit. Canada and U.S. is supposed to be better than this. Right now it's been kind of quiet, but woof. Whoa. Hey, Brad Keller did better this time, Star Wars. I'm happy about that. 3-1 pitch. Here it is. That is hit. Third baseman Toro's there, fields it cleanly, and makes a good throw, 1 away. So, you know, this game should be more of an intense game. It's not that intense. It's kind of dead, you know, like the U.S. again hasn't asserted themselves. Canada hasn't capitalized on anything. They haven't managed to score any runs. And, you know, it's going pretty fast. We're in the 6th inning already. Here's the first pitch. Misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Roman Anthony's up at the plate. If you're the U.S., are you going to win this game 3-0? I don't know. I don't think they're winning this game 3-0. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. 2-0. If I'm the U.S., if you could score 3 more runs, I think that you would win the ball game. Even though Canada scored, what, 7 or 8 versus Cuba? So Canada can score, but, you know, 2-0 pitch to Roman Anthony, strike 1. As for Dominican Republic, they have weakness. If they are in the semifinals, managing pressures as favorites and maintaining consistent top-tier starting pitching depth to overcome a deep U.S. lineup. 2-1, fouled away 2-2. Look, I agree with the pressure of the DR because, look, the DR is now 5-0. What game, minus the Nicaragua game, where that game started off really close, and of course Venezuela, what moments did they have to really sweat? Here's the 2-2, misses outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Look, the Venezuela game was a close game, but they led 7-3 most of the way. They were only pressured in that last inning and they almost cracked. 3-2 pitch here. That is going to be fouled. Hits the umpire. We're going to do it again at 3-2. You know, they had the DR. That's the only thing I can say. They're going to feel the pressure. But now, the thing is with the DR, every game they've played, they scored early and they scored fast. If they face Paul Skeens and Paul Skeens shuts them out for 4, 5, 6 innings, would that do anything to them? We've seen the U.S. have games where they're lifeless. Can they wake up versus that? 3-2, that's going to be chopped. It's going to get past the pitchers. Nobody's covering at first base. Wow. A gift of an infield single hit. And this is the things that have happened with Canada. A ground ball gets by the pitcher. Why is nobody covering first base? That's more on Bo Naylor. It's hitting no man's land. I agree. But, you know, somebody's got to go. That's where the communication and chemistry comes into play. And the U.S. lineup is deep. They just haven't been impressive so far. I know that everything could change, you know. Kyle Riley's up. Can he make a statement? Takes a pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Kyle Riley. Can he wake up? Because he's 0-for-7 in the World Baseball Classic and he's not making any impact. 1-0 pitch. 2-0. And some of these hitters, they're not even having good contact for the U.S. And I get it. It's spring training for some. Some can adapt. Like we've seen the DR adapt fast. But the U.S., we haven't seen a lot of good swings early. It can change. 2-0. That is crushed. Is it going to stay fair? No, it's going to go foul. That's what we needed to hear. That ball was hit well by Kyle Riley. Don't throw him that hanger again. Just a little too early. That's what we needed to see. He hit that ball. That's what I'm talking about right there. We need these bats for the U.S. to wake up. For the U.S. to beat DR, for me, you're going to have to score runs. You're going to have to score runs. 2-1 pitch to Riley. Here it is. 2 misses up high, 3 balls, and 1 strike. Kyle Riley is the 7th player in MLB history with 60-plus home runs and the first as a catcher. First catcher to ever hit 60 home runs. So amazing record he's got there. Kyle Riley's calling timeout there. 3 balls, 1 strike is the count. They're gonna do it again because of the timeout. So, you know, it's really, really interesting in that regard. The U.S. bats have been sleeping where the DR bats have been wide awake. You know? Imagine they play each other and the reversal happens. 3-1. Here it is. That is gonna miss outside. It's gonna be another walk, or it's gonna be a walk, and the U.S. now has first and second. Oh, we're gonna have a pitching change right now. Look, the U.S. is leading 3-0 right now, but these 3 runs are not impressive. It wasn't like they just hit 3 solo home runs. It's not impressive. You know, they scored, and we're having a pitching change. You know, they know that this is an important mark, the Park Canada. That's why they're making a pitching change. And, you know, so the Big East tournament is on. Right now, there's a basketball game going on with UConn versus Georgetown. And if I'm not mistaken, St. John's won. So if UConn wins this, it'll be UConn versus St. John's, which will absolutely be elite. Absolutely be an elite game to see. If I could stream that, I would consider to do it. Here's the lay in there. Yeah, the play-by-play. I need to get my basketball play-by-play intact because it's a little bit faster in basketball. I get the names of the players. Dribbles it down the court. Smith Jr. And I have to get really familiar with the numbers by players. That is going to be... Kicks it back. Little 2-man game. Shooting for the 3. He got it. Georgetown hits a 3. It's now a 30-38 game. Oh, excuse me. That was UConn that hit a 3. UConn leads 41-27. My bad. So UConn is looking to separate themselves in this game. Man, college basketball is amazing. Sizing his defender up, passes it out. Nice pass and a flush. Really good pass right there. When you say U.S. lineup, they have a high powered, but if their offense fails to dominate early, remember, last time against Italy, the reliance on late inning bullpen management could be a weakness. 100%. We've had more than 650 people join this live stream on YouTube. I appreciate every single one of you. And that's it. That's why I'm saying, brother BK, like, I'm not impressed with the U.S. I understand that they're winning 3-0 now. They're in the elimination round, but they haven't played their best baseball yet. They haven't. It's just the reality. They have not played their best baseball. Well, the U.S. right now has a chance to put some separation in this game. It's now Bryce Terang up, the 8-hitter, first and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Bryce Terang takes a slider for a strike, 84 miles per hour. No balls, 1 strike. Got Adam Mackos pitching now for Team Canada. 0-1 pitch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is hit up the middle, and the USA is going to get 1 more run. They're going to lead this ball game 4-0. Riley is going to go first to third, and now the USA leads this game 4-0. And this is a big inning. It's a big inning because if you're Canada, look, down 4-0, I'm going to be honest, it's not looking so good. Is the game over? No. But it's not looking so good at the moment. And you know, let's see. USA versus Canada, 4-0 right now. Pete Crow Armstrong is up. His first pitch is gonna be another base hit, and the US now leads 5-0. So the US really put some separation in this inning, getting their 4th and 5th runs in this game. And finally the crowd, you know, wakes up. So back-to-back pitches, back-to-back singles, back-to-back RBIs for the US. So they now lead this game 5-0. And we got the top of the lineup now with Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr., here's the first pitch to him. Misses way low, 1 ball and no strikes. So, yep, definitely Canada looking to wave the white flag. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm in Toronto, Canada now. I'm from New York, from the Bronx, New York. Family's from Puerto Rico. I'm rooting for Puerto Rico tomorrow. But not looking good right now. 1-0 pitch. That's gonna miss inside. Now I will say this for the sake of matchups. US winning this game. Look, for the sake of matchups, if the US wins tomorrow or today and they play the DR, I want the US strike 2 balls, 1 strike. I want the US to beat DR, but if the DR were to beat the US, so I want to see Japan versus DR in the final. I'm sorry. That's the matchup I want to see. I feel like DR will smoke everybody else. 2-1 pitch to Bobby Witt Jr. That is grounded to the third baseman. He has a chance for a double play. Steps on third and goes to first. So that's going to do a nice play by Turo. They get the double play. And the U.S.'s inning is over. But the U.S. gets 2 more runs. They lead 5-0 in this ball game. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. So, bottom of the 6th inning, excuse me. So, if the U.S. plays Dominican Republic, I want the U.S. to win. If they lose, so then I want to see the DR versus Japan. I don't want to see DR in Italy. I don't want to see DR in Puerto Rico. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. Why? And I'm rooting for Puerto Rico. But why? Because I feel like it will be too easy of a matchup if they play Italy or if they play, Puerto Rico. Venezuela will be a good matchup. My bad. Venezuela will probably be the second team. Once the U.S. is out, if they are eliminated and they don't win, I just want to see good baseball. I want to see the best baseball. For me, it's not fun watching the DR Mercy teams. It's not fun. I want to see a game where, 5-6, but back and forth. I want to see a back and forth game. I want to see pitchers dominate. I want to see a game where the pitchers are, buzzing each other, where it's personal. I'm not saying I want to see a brawl, but I want to see, heated vibes in the matchup. I don't want to see just anything. We're on a commercial break. The U.S. just scored 2 more points. It's 5-0. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. I want to see good baseball. So far, the U.S. is winning this game 5-0. It hasn't been a great game. I don't think that anybody can sit here and say, wow, this is a great game. The game with that we just watched, Korea and the DR, which ended in a mercy. It was good for the first inning, but then it became a blowout. DR scored 3 in the second, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 4 in the third. That's 7-0. And then I think in the 6th inning or the 7th, they scored 3 more, 10-0 mercy. Korea, they just couldn't touch Christopher Sanchez. They could not hit Dominican Republic pitching. They just could not do it. So, in that regard, I want to see good baseball. I don't want to see the DR with an easy run. And minus Venezuela, it's been somewhat easy. Tomorrow's game, I don't know how Italy's going to do versus Puerto Rico. I don't know how Puerto Rico's going to do. I just hope I see good baseball. The Venezuela versus Japan game, I want to see good baseball. First pitch of Tyler O'Neill is going to miss low, 1 ball and no strikes. 96 mile per hour. 96 mile per hour sinker. Here is the second pitch. That's going to be a strike. 95 mile per hour fastball. So, that's what I'm after now. I'm after doing and seeing good baseball games. 1-1 pitch. That is going to be hit to the second baseman. Terang makes the quick and easy play, 1 away. So Canada's offense has been very, very pedestrian. I mean, they're not hitless, but, they don't really got nothing going on. They have 4 hits. Let's see who the hits by. They have a hit, the leadoff hit by Otto Lopez. O'Neill had another hit. So they had 2 hits in the first inning. In the first 3 batters. Ever since then, first pitch to Owen Casey. And Owen Casey's a big part of this lineup. He's been silenced in this game. And he's had an opportunity. 1-0 pitch. 1-0 pitch. That's going to miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So maybe they're talking about maybe Clayton Kershaw coming into this baseball game. We see the fans, Dodger fans, Yankee fans. 2-0 pitch. That's going to miss 3 balls and no strikes. If you're Canada, you need base runners. But from the first inning, they only have 2 hits since the first inning. And we're in the bottom of the 6th. So, the offense has been quiet. 3-0. Strike 1. Offense has been really, really quiet for them. I mean, really, really quiet. We're about to be at 10 p.m. New York, Toronto time. This game is in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 pitch. Brad Keller deals. He did not go. And that's going to be ball 4. Canada has a base runner. Now, Canada's had some base runners. There's been 2 walks from U.S. pitching. Yep. 2 walks. So Canada's had 6 total base runners. They haven't been able to turn any of that into runs. They've had maybe 1 or 2 times runners at scoring position. They just haven't been able to capitalize. Now the U.S. they put a stat. Here's the first pitch of Toro. Strike 1. The U.S. they, how you call it? The U.S. was 3 for 17 in the last 2 games with runners in scoring position. The last 2 games. 0-1 pitch. Way inside. 1 ball, no strikes. This game, they're now 4-8. 4 for 8. 3 for 17 in 2 games, and now 4 for 8. Look at the difference. Huge difference for the team. Now, I don't think the U.S. is playing great, but they're doing what they have to do to win this game. 1-1. That's a nice changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the U.S., look, they're looking good. They win this game, they're going to have to play their best game versus the U.S. Versus DR. That right there, everybody wants to see that. I want to see that. I'll be live streaming that Sunday night. That is going to be served to left field. Just fouled. 97 mile per hour thrown from Keller. So we've had officially at one point, not right now, at one time, we've had 700 people join us on this live stream. And I appreciate everybody that, whether you've tuned in for 1 minute, 2 minutes, however long, I appreciate the support of you being here. 1-2 pitch. That is grounded. Hit too soft. Maybe they're going to be able to get 1. They're going to get 1 at first base. So 2 outs. And that was hit really, really softly. No way you're going to be able to turn 2. So there's a runner now for Canada at second base. Owen Casey. Yeah, Canada hasn't been putting good swings on the ball in this game. And look, we have to be honest. Would it be a different story? Let's see. They're showing a replay to see if he was safe at this play at first. He was out, yeah. 100% out. Here's the first pitch. That is going to be a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Now, this Canada team, look, I don't think they overachieved. They made it. I really believe that this was the year that they were going to advance. Now, they don't have Freddie Freeman. Now, is he enough? No, I'm not going to sit here and say he's enough to make them the best team in the world. That is going to be swinging at a next pitch, 0-2. He fouled it away. Is he enough? No, he's not enough, but he helps. He puts less pressure on Naylor. He protects Naylor because Naylor is the best hitter on this team. Naylor's been very quiet in the World Baseball Classic in general, but especially in this game. This was a game coming in where he had to come in and have an impact. 0-2 pitch, misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For me, this was a game where Josh Naylor coming to pitch, he needed to have an impact. And right now, I'm going to go to his stats. Josh Naylor is, let me tell you here, Josh Naylor is 0 for 3, just 0 for 3. He's not having an impact. 1 for 2, 1-2 pitch. That is served to left field over the third baseman. So Canada now has their first run of the game. As we just mentioned that, so Canada breaks through. It's now 5-1. And this is why I was pointing out I didn't think Canada was going to win this ball game. I didn't think U.S. was going to win this game 3-0. I believe Canada was going to have more fight. And we have Mark DeRosa coming out to make a pitching change. Yeah, Brad Keller, I know he got the out in the last inning, but I'm sorry, Brad Keller hasn't been so good. I can't trust him in high leverage situations. I can't. I'm not going to trust to put him in a high leverage situation. You that are in the chat, you tell us, would you put Brad Keller? Well, first, before you even tell us, who are you rooting for? Who's the team that you want to win the World Baseball Classic? And who do you want to see in the finals? You that are watching on Twitch, you that are watching on YouTube, who do you want to win? Let us see. So, brother BK, yep, 4 through 8 means Canada doesn't have enough pressure to pitch against USA lineup. That's what happens if you're a Canada fan. Why they don't pressure to pitch if the USA lineup doesn't lock in? Yeah, exactly. Star Wars, good job. Take out Brad Keller. They gotta take him out. He hasn't been so good. He's been giving up runs in the World Baseball Classic. I can't trust him. But yeah, 4 through 8 means Canada doesn't have enough pressure to pressure the US lineup. Yeah, they don't, like I'm gonna check. I know Freddie Freeman's missing from the World Baseball Classic. I don't know who else is missing for Team Canada, but I'm gonna tell you all right now. Who Imagine if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. played for Canada. I mean, he's Dominican. There's no way he's gonna turn that off. Who are the current superstar Canadian players in the MLB? Let's check what they say. I know Freddie Freeman is there. We're going to check right now. They're currently in the MLB. So, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I mean, he's Dominican, though. Okay, he's playing in Canada. We got, okay, Freddie Freeman. If Freddie Freeman was in the lineup, that changes a lot for Bo Naylor, as I pointed that out. Excuse me, Josh Naylor. Tyler O'Neill, he's there, but he's hitting third for this team. And Tyler O'Neill is not, I don't want to sit here and disrespect him, but look, let me tell you his average. I'm going to tell you Tyler O'Neill's average in the World Baseball Classic. Let me tell you. O'Neill is hitting 176. 176, and last season, he hit 199. While he's a good player, he should not be here third hitter. I'm sorry. First pitch from Spires is fouled away by Bo Naylor. Strike one. He should not be your third hitter if you're a Canada fan. He should be seventh hitter at best. No way 1-2. He hit 199 last year. He's hitting 176 now. 0-1 pitch to Bo Naylor. Strike two. A little outside blue. Folks, I'm going to be making a video. I'm sorry. I've been dropping the ball. I've been promising to make a video about why the World Baseball Classic needs ABS. And the World Baseball Classic needs ABS because some of the umpires have been absolutely horrible with the calls. I mean, balls on the strike zone, you're seeing the balls, they're being called strikes, and pitches that are strikes are being called balls. And it's really bad. Well, the 0-2 pitch, here it is. Way up and high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's Spire versus Naylor. So he should not be there. O'Neill should not be. Now, they got Matt Brash. I don't know if he's in. Now, this is a big one. Nick Pivetta. Even though the pitching hasn't been the problem for Canada to an extent. 1-2. Misses up high. 2-2. In a game like this, it's where the pitching really, really matters. So, and then, if you look at it like that, they don't have a ton of superstar players in the MLB that are Canadian, to be honest. 2-2 pitch. That is crushed. Bo Naylor destroys it way back, and it is now a 2-run game. We're going to touch them all. Wow. It's now a 5-3 game. And this is why I said there is no way that the U.S. is winning this game 3-0. Take Spire out. Take Spire out this game. This is the thing here. Like, Mark DeRosa, and this has been, like, I don't like criticizing people. I'm not in his shoes. If I was in his shoes, what would I do? I don't know unless I'm in that situation. But here's the pitch. Strike one to Denzel Clark. Look, I don't know Gabe Spire that much. I'm not going to act like I know a ton about him. I don't. But 0-1 pitch. That is going to be a swing and a miss. Putting Brad Keller and Spire as your first pitching options, I think you have better options. I think that. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. I think that they have better pitchers. Of course, you're not gonna pitch Mason Miller now, but you have Griffin Jacks. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, you know? I would prefer to put Clayton Kershaw than some of these pitchers and give him a shot. That is gonna miss outside. Like, some of these pitchers are not even like Gabe Spire. That's it. Like, you can't put pitchers like this that you're gonna give up a 2-run bomb to Bo Naylor. Like, come on, you can't do stuff like that. If you're gonna put these pitchers in, they gotta come in and do 2-2 pitches fouled away. I mean, you know, if you're gonna put these, I would prefer put Tyler Rogers in the game. You know, like, you're putting in pitchers that they've had some success, but they're not the best options in the bullpen, in my opinion. You have Garrett Whitlock. What inning he's gonna pitch? 7th inning? Okay, 2-2. Fouled away again by Denzel Clark. So he's having a good at-bat here. You know, you just brought Tim Hill. You brought Tyler Roger. Why not put Tyler Roger in this inning? Then you could put Garrett Whitlock in the 8th. You could put Griffin, hold on. Grounded foul. My God, I'm trying to talk too fast. Griffin Jacks could be your 7th inning guy. Garrett Whitlock can be your 8th. And then Mason Miller your 9th. And you have David Bednar even. So you're putting in options that it's like, you know, what are you doing? I don't understand that, you know? Don't understand that. Questionable calls for me for Mark DeRosa. And it's a ball game now. It's 5-3. 2-2 pitch. Foul tipped in. Denzel Clark is looking like Tony Gwynn right now, fouling off these pitches, not striking out. But it's showing the U.S. is putting in pitchers that just are not that, they're not that good. Now, okay, Gabe Spire, he's barely, you know, not much experience. 2-2. Grounded to the 3rd baseman. Bregman got him. So that's going to end the inning. We're going to the 7th inning, folks, but Canada works their way back in this ball game. It's 5-3, folks. Canada works their way back into the ball game. And hey, look, if I ask you, do I prefer blowouts or good games? I want good games. So I'm not mad at this, but I'm just trying to say, I don't think, and again, I'm not Mark DeRosa. If I was him, I would have been making some different decisions. Now, I get it. You got all these people. You don't want to just, you know, you don't want to just disrespect everybody. You don't want to bring people out and say, oh, you're not going to play. But at the same time, you're managing USA. If you're managing the team to please everybody and make sure everybody gets their burn, so I'm sorry. You got some of the wrong people on the team. Because even though you're there on the roster, that does not mean that you don't have to sacrifice for the better of the team. And that's a fact. You could be a pitcher there and you're like, oh, I'll come if you guys make sure you can guarantee you give me work. That's the mentality where I'm like, look, we want you, but your mentality says we can't have you because we're going to do what's best for the team. And if you're coming into games and you're doing bad, why are we gonna keep putting you in games? Don't forget, Canada doesn't have Angels reliever Jordan Romano. Plus, pitching omissions include Nick Pivetta. Yeah, Nick Pavetta's a big one. From Red Sox, Matt Brash from the Mariners, and prospects Jonah Tong and Mitch Bratt. Look, it's a good thing Jonah Tongs is not with the Team Canada. I'm sorry. I'm a Mets fan. Thank God Jonah Tong is not with Team Canada because I don't think he would come in and just dominate. Can he come in and get some outs? Yeah. But he needs some more time. That's why the Mets optioned him, you know, back to the minors, AAA now, because they don't need him yet and give him more time to work, you know? So let us go to some baseball news around the world. It's going to be a mix. Let me see. Mark DeRosa and Rob Thompson are like the same. Yeah, like, I don't like criticizing people. I don't like judging people. I don't. But there reaches a time where you're like, damn, you know, like, what are the pitchers, what are the managers doing? Like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Like, are you going with your gut? You know, me neither. I'm not mad with it, but I want Canada need to keep feeding. I get you want Canada to win, brother BK? I hope not. Bryce Harper's up, swinging at the first pitch. Yeah, Bryce Harper, he's just, I don't know, man. It's Harper, man. You're hitting 2 in the lineup. Like, We need you, Bryce. You just haven't 0 for 3. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Bryce Harper hasn't been good. So Wells hits a 3-run home run as DR routes South Korea. 10-0. Jays Barrios not throwing to visit elbow specialist. My goodness. He is a person that has gotten injured a lot. Unfortunately. 1-1 pitch. Here it is. That is fouled away. Strike 2. So, no, just winning, but be better. I get you. I want USA to win because if Canada plays the Dominican Republic, for me, that's going to be another blowout type game. That's just what I think. But let's see. 1-2 pitch to Bryce Harper. Way up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, no Canada. Hughes hypes up Team USA for Hughes. So Jack Hughes hypes up Team USA. People are saying Canada, US. Here's a 2-2. Strike 3. Oh, no. Misses. Good take, Bryce. 3-2. Team. Just for you to understand, people are saying, look, US, if you lose to Canada, like, don't even come home. The US is not supposed to lose this ball game. I'm telling you. 3-2 pitch to Bryce. Strike 3. Blue, you need to, oh my gosh, man. What is going on with these umpires? Look, everybody that's a baseball fan, I don't know how perfect ABS is going to be in the MLB, but the little bit that I've seen in spring training is going to help so much because some of these umpires are absolutely horrible. Up, Aaron Judge misses outside, 1 ball, no strike. Some of these umpires, it's like, what is going on? Bench Harper. Wow, Star Wars saying bench Harper. My goodness. That's a tough thing right there. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Look, while I agree maybe bench Harper, who's going to play first base? Goldschmidt? I'm sorry. Even with Goldschmidt, I don't know if I can risk. Look, let me put Goldschmidt. It's not like you're getting a ton more. Maybe you get one more contact, maybe? 1-1 pitch. Judge doesn't hold up. 2-1. Look, Canada has the momentum right now. It's 5-3. Canada hits last in this ballgame. If Canada were to hit last and they're down by 1-2, I probably would think Canada could come off and win this game. The USA needs to wake up. A's club 3 straight home runs on 3 pitches. This is some spring training news. Brewers Preister to miss at least 1 month. Rangers add bullpen depth by signing left-handed pitcher Beeks. 1-2 pitch to Judge. Way up high. 2-2. Judge card sets modern mark with 5.2 million sale. Judge or whoever sold that, just give me 100K. I'll be good with the 100K. 2-2 pitch. Judge, give me 100K for that card sold. 2-2 pitch to Judge. That ball's absolutely crushed. But Denzel Clark has room in center field. Man, 2 outs. Hitting the ball to center field is just a problem in this stadium. There's absolutely no carry here because the roof is closed. No carry. It's true. USA doesn't want to lose the game. Besides, World Baseball Classic means I don't want to lose the better game. Besides, World Baseball Classic means I don't want to lose better game. Exactly. You don't want to lose you don't want to lose games to teams that you're supposed to win. Red Sox sign left-handed pitcher Columb to 1-year deal. So that's just some MLB news. You see some more news at the bottom. Schwarber's up, takes a strike. I train with you. We got Melissa Robbins. I train with you. Where at? Where is it that you train at? Not too familiar there. Melissa Robbins. 0-1 pitch. That is high. 1 ball and no strikes to Schwarber. Almost hit him. So you hear some booing from the fans. 1-1 pitch. Again, shout out to everybody that's on Twitch, on YouTube. I appreciate all of you showing support, being here. 1-1 pitch. That is a swing and a miss. It's just, man. DCBC. Melissa Robbins. I train with you. The name is not 100% familiar. I mean, I've spoken to tons of Melissas. 1-2. Schwarber 100% swung at that. So the USA, look. This is the second time this has happened. Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, and Kyle Schwarber. The second time the three of them go 1, 2, 3 inning. Come on. Like, come on, guys. Like, are you guys just not into it? We're in the 7th inning stretch time. So you trade with at DCBC Cole. Cole. Man, I know a Cole. I just can't picture the image right now. I can't picture the image Cole, but I definitely know a Cole. But hey, I really appreciate you being here for the live. We're doing the live. Who are you rooting for? You rooting for Canada or you rooting for the USA? I hope you're rooting for the USA. I know a lot of people are not rooting for the USA. I'm in Canada. I'm probably the only person rooting for the USA in Canada. I know that I'm probably alone with that. Hey, my wife is even rooting for Canada. She's Canadian, so I'm the only US person here rooting. But let's see here. So on YouTube, we've had more than 800 people join this live stream. Not everybody stayed, but throughout the live stream we've had. And look, this is why I say I appreciate everybody that comes to the catcher training route. Oh yeah, there you go. Now there you go. Cole, I didn't see you at practice yesterday, matter of fact. I didn't see you yesterday at practice, huh? There you go. The catcher training ruined you. So I know for sure you're going for Canada. Hey, it was 5-0. Canada's back in this game. And look, minus Mason Bednar. Like, that's what I'm saying. Put Bednar in. Put Whitlock in. One of them. If they get hit, I'll take the L for that. But put one of them in. Or put James Paxton. You know, do something like that at Star Wars. But at Cole, that you good now? No more. You're not sore no more from the catcher training, right? That's funny. But why do I say that I appreciate the people that come? As I've mentioned, I know that there's live streams where there's people that have 10,000, 15,000 followers watching at the moment because they're showing the game. I'm here building something. I'm working to build, to get better at what I do. And I know that showing the game, I'm not criticizing anybody that does that. Respect to them. But I don't have a copyright to do that. And I know that sooner or later that will catch up to me. And I prefer to just build. Now, when Fox, give me some permission. When you give me permission to show the games, I'll be showing it. And then I believe it's going to be a really big difference. But before then, we want to build. We want to go. And yeah, we got Bednar in. First pitch he throws is fouled away. Look, Canada has the momentum right now. Canada has the momentum because they were down 5-0, no life, and they have a huge inning now. They're about to have the top of the order. This game is not over, man. With the way the thing's been going for the U.S. Here's the second pitch, swings and misses, strike 2. Shout out to everybody that's on YouTube, Twitch. I encourage all of you, like, share, subscribe. All of the support that all of you give, it means so much. The support. 0-2 pitch in low. 1-2. And I've liked Canada's approach. Some of them have been getting down 0-2 and they haven't been panicking. They've been taking the pitches. They haven't been chasing. So then the U.S. has to come in and they adjust with the last 2 pitches. 1-2. Hit to Bryce Terang. He stops it, but it's going to be an infield hit. And Canada has the tying run up to plate. Look, that was a tough play. I'm not mad at that contact. Can't be mad at Bednar. But look, Canada has the tying run to the plate. Canada, if you ask me, they have no pressure in this ball game. No pressure. They are playing with what you call house money. House money. Now the U.S., they lose this ball game. Wow. What a disaster it's going to be if the USA loses this game. We got Otto Lopez, the leadoff hitter for Canada. First pitch, strike 1. Otto Lopez is a major league player. He plays for the Miami Marlins. So he has experience and he's been solid in this World Baseball Classic. Bednar's getting set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 12-6 curveball, strike 2. Look, I'm not so look, I believe if the US plays the DR, they could play a better game. Because baseball is like that. You could be in a slump and eventually you have to break out. But let's see. 0-2 pitch to Otto Lopez. That is maybe a double play ball. Witt is gonna get. He's safe. Canada has first and second. So that ball was hit in a shortstop hole, but Otto Lopez is too fast. Bobby Witt made as best of a play as you could make, but you're not getting Otto Lopez. He's too fast. Yep, Otto Lopez is safe. Canada has Josh Naylor's up, and he has the tying runners on base, and he's the go-ahead run. It's not looking good for the U.S. Got to go. Keep up the vids. Go Canada. Canada's doing really good. Appreciate the support, Cole. Have a good one. All right. Best regards. It's not looking good right now for the U.S. I'm telling you. When you could have Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge. Here's the pitch. Strike one, and it gets by Kyle Riley. Wow. Yeah, Kyle Riley, get him out of here. Get Kyle Riley out of here. Put Will Smith in the game. Get Kyle Riley out of here, man. What is going on? Riley, oh my gosh. You just simply, because you're trying to frame the ball, you miss it. Get Kyle Riley out of here, man. With all respect, man. It's a pass ball, man. Come on, man. Tying runs are at scoring position, man. Here's the next pitch. Josh Naylor fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. And none of this, I can't really put much blame on Bednar. It's just Canada putting the ball in play, kind of like the Toronto Blue Jays, what they did last year, putting the ball in play. Could Bryce Terang have made that play? Yeah, but, I get it. But Star Wars is not looking good right now. It's not looking good right now. One swing from Naylor is 6-3. Inside, 2-1. And now Bednar is not throwing a lot of strikes. Oh, my gosh. And I was talking about Naylor having to be a big... part of the lineup, and he has a chance right now. But Naylor, look, hit a there's no double play actually because there's nobody because of the pass ball. 2-1. Oh boy, 3-1. Oh boy, now the USA cannot buy a strike. Now they cannot buy a strike. Wow, what in the world is going on right now? 5-0 US was leaving, and now it's 5-3, and the US is the US choking? Oh my goodness. This is where I was talking about what I was talking earlier. Where are the guts in this team? Where is the passion in this team? You don't see a lot of it coming from this team, just being honest. The 3-1 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Swung at ball 4. You swung at ball 4, Naylor. I don't know why you helped out there, but look, I don't know, man. I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now. Not liking what I'm seeing right now from Team USA. Let me see if we have another slot here. No, we don't. Do we have another slot there? No. Okay, 3-2. Here it is. Naylor pops it up. Not deep enough to get the run in. Wow. Huge out. And this is where I was talking about Naylor. Naylor is absolutely important for this team. Naylor needs to come through. Yep, that's what I said between weakness, pitching depth, limitations, and high pressure bullpen vulnerability. And this is why I say that if the US wins this and they play DR, Postgame is going to have to be absolute elite. That's the only chance. If the DR gets to Postgame, it's over. DR is going to win that game easily. Unless the US's bats wake up. First pitch to Tyler O'Neill. He pops it up. That's going to go out of play. Strike 1. So, and again, Tyler O'Neill. This is where Freddie Freeman. If Freddie Freeman was in the World Baseball Classic, this is where him being up to bat really makes a difference. Because him being up to bat, it's a huge, huge thing right there. Where he would be hitting. And, Freddie Freeman up, swings at another ball. Strike 2. So Bednar's a strike away from getting a strikeout and being close to getting out of this with the lead. Look, if you're Canada, you cannot miss this opportunity. You gotta score if you're Canada. You cannot miss this opportunity if you're Canada right now. It's 0-2. Let's see if there. What's going to happen there? All right. The 0-2 pitch. Here it is from Bednar. Up high again, and he misses. Man, Kyle Riley. Oh, boy. It could still be first and second. One out. But a pass ball puts the pressure. Appreciate everybody that's joining. The USA fans are now sweating because Canada's mounting a rally. Here's the 1-2. Strike three. Did he drop it? He got him. Wow. So Tyler O'Neill, and this is why I say 2 outs. This is why I say Canada missing Freddie Freeman is absolutely crucial. Because Tyler O'Neill, I'm sorry. I like Tyler O'Neill. He's brolic. He should not be your third hitter. He needs to be 7th or up, in my opinion. He hit 199 last year. He's hitting 150 or less in this. Owen Casey. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss low. So Canada had second and third with no outs, and they have not scored. Here comes Casey. Yeah, BK, brother BK, this is the game right here. For me, this is a big part of the game here. Owen can hit a 3-run shot right now. Ooh, strike one. That was a filthy pitch by Bednar. Owen Casey is absolutely filthy. I like this guy, Owen Casey. I don't think he's in the MLB, but I like this guy. I need to check his stats. Let me check Owen Casey's stats if I could get to them really fast. I think I could get to them real fast. Here's the challenged him. 96 mile per hour fastball, strike 2. The USA's a strike away. The crowd, wow, one of the first times we hear the USA crowd making some noise. Wow, Owen Casey. Let's see some stats. Oh, he plays with the Marlins. Wow, I like this guy. He played with the Marlins last year. I didn't even know that. I'm surprised because the Mets are my team and he's in the division. So I'm shocked by that. So the USA fans are on their feet. You see the eagle. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Did he go? He didn't go. 2-2. Bednar dialed it up to 97 right there. He almost went on that pitch. Good layoff. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Fouled away. Now, Owen Casey is not your ideal cleanup hitter neither. But he's done so good for Canada in this World Baseball Classic. He's earned the cleanup spot. He's earned it. So I don't have a problem with him being there. But Freddie Freeman, unfortunately, I hope all is well with him. Personal reasons he couldn't be in the World Baseball Classic. But, 2-2 pitch here. We're going to do it again. Bednar deals. Fouls it away again. This is why I say I like Owen Casey, because he's putting up at bats. Is he strikeout prone? He is. But he puts up at bat. And look, Canada. Second and third, no outs. To a minimum, you got to get the ball somewhere to get a run in. This is where situational baseball comes into play. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Grounded or fouled again. Stays alive. So we're doing it again. So Bednar's having to work. But look, I can be okay with Bednar. If Bednar gives up a hit right now, would I be mad? Of course. But I'm okay with him being your 7th inning guy. I'm okay with Whitlock or Paxton being your 8th inning guy. Or even Bednar 6, Paxton 7. 2-2. Didn't go. What an at bat by Owen Casey. Casey is making me goosebumps if you're USA, 100%. I'm telling you, with one swing of the at bat, he could hit a 3-run bomb right now. I'm telling you. I've been watching Canada's games and he's been elite for this team. This is why I'm a little we need this out, USA. 3-2. Got him. 3-2 strikeout. Bednar gets Casey. Canada has second and third with no outs. They don't capitalize. And this could be the inning for the US that changes everything. Because with the way that things were going, you know the saying, when it rains, it pours? It was raining, then it was pouring, and the storm stopped in that inning. Let's go. So on YouTube, we've had more than 850 people joining at Star Wars. That was scary. 100%. I agree. That was very, very scary. Wow. Folks, look. I prefer to see this. If it was 5-0, like the way you hear the crowd, how dead it is, like nobody likes baseball like that. I mean, I like baseball in any situation, but everybody wants to watch a good game. And I applaud Canada for coming back and making this a game. So, you got to give a shout out to Canada for coming back, making it a game, but USA really, really held it down. So, everybody that's on Twitch, everybody that's on finally Bednar, yes, Jesus. I know he answered the prayer, because I'm telling you. So, look, I'm going to show you the brackets. This is not updated because you see the bracket, the DR already won. They mercied Korea. And as you see, the DR in the top bracket quarterfinal 1, they are now in semifinal 1. They are playing the winner of this game, which the US needs 6 more outs. Look, I know I said they weren't going to win 3-0. I don't think the US is winning this game 5-3. The USA needs some more runs. That's just my opinion. They need some more runs. Can they get it? So the winner out of this game will play the DR on Sunday night. I'll be live streaming that game. And, USA, the last 2 games, 3 for 16 runners in scoring position, 4 for 8 tonight. Big difference. But if I'm Mark DeRosa, all right, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Tomorrow, Puerto Rico and Italy, the winner there will face the winner out of Venezuela and Japan. So, David Bednar, shout out to David Bednar. What an absolute job he did by doing that. And this is the second time versus Italy he got into trouble. He got out of it. He got into trouble here. He got out of it. And some of the trouble wasn't his fault because it was just wrong place, wrong time. So we got Matt Wilkinson. Wow. He's faced 8 hitters, struck out 7. Wow. Faced 8 hitters. Matt Wilkinson struck out 7. But look, if I'm Team USA, if I'm DeRosa, you got to change the lineup. You got to. 0-1 pitch. That is going to be inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Look, I'm going to go over. Let me do some of the game. And then when I have a moment, I'm going to tell you what the U.S. should do with the lineup. Because I'm not liking the U.S.'s lineup. The balance of it. 1-1 pitch. Low. 2-1. Look, I'm taking. It's Bobby Witt Jr. He's staying there. I'm leaving Bobby Witt Jr. there. Look, I like Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper had a bad season last year. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. He had a bad season last year. He's having a bad start to this season. He's a superstar. But I'm sorry. Bryce Harper has to go from the 2-hole. I'm taking him out of there. I'm not hitting Bryce Harper 2 anymore. I'm sorry. I'm not. 3-1 is the pitch. Ripped by Bregman, foul. Look, I'm putting Bregman at 2 over Bryce Harper. This is it with this exact lineup right now. Honestly, I'm being honest with you. I'm putting Bobby Witt Jr. All right, because I'm doing the pitches. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Foul. Is that gonna get out of play? Yes, it's gonna get out of play. They're gonna do it again. If I'm the US, Bobby Witt Jr. 1. Look, I'm moving Judge up to 2. I'm putting that. Bryce Harper's hitting 158 in the World Baseball Classic. OPS of 396. I mean, come on now, 3-2 pitch. Fouled away again. Judge, he's hitting 263, but at least he has, he has a 1,072 OPS. Schwarber's hitting 350, but come on now. Some of the hitters are just absolutely. That's popped up, and the infielder who's gonna take it? Whoa, Edward takes it, so that's gonna be the first out of the inning. So a nice at bat, doesn't lead to a hit, but So look, what's my lineup? Bobby Witt Jr. I'm putting Judge second. I'm sorry. I will put Schwarber third. Put Bregman fourth. Right now, I'm putting Terang fifth. I'm going by what we're seeing. Oh, no, excuse me. I'm going to go there. Hold on. First pitch to Roman Anthony. It's a strike. No balls, 1 strike. So, Bobby Witt Jr., Judge, Schwarber, Bregman. I'm putting Roman Anthony 5th. Then I would put Harper 6th and Riley, Terang, and Crow Armstrong. Here's the 0-1. Why Terang as way high? Why Terang and Pete Crow Armstrong? They balance out the lineup. Both of them are combined 4 for 6 with both 1 RBI. They've been solid at the bottom of the lineup because they bring traction for Bobby Witt, and Judge if you call. Another ball out of the zone, but it's called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, yeah, Harper 100%. But the game between Venezuela and Japan, that's going to be an amazing game tomorrow. 100%. I 100% want to see that game. I'm going to be streaming that game. I'm going to be streaming the Puerto Rico-Italy game. 1-2. Fouled or hit pretty well to left field, but Roman Anthony, Owen Casey's there. He makes the play. So 2 quick outs. Look, you got to give credit to Canada. They're getting outs. USA scored 5 runs. Like Harper, I'm sorry. I'm not hitting him second no more. I'm moving him down to 6th or 7th. That's just the reality. I'm putting Witt, Judge, Schwarber 3rd, and Schwarber's got to wake up as well. He's had some good hits, but he's not been so good in big moments. We got Riley hitting 0. I was gonna say 0-100. Come on, come on. You're hitting 0. Your OPS is 385. Put Will Smith. You can't play this guy. If these guys, 1-0 pitch, swing and miss at a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, blown right by him. Come on now. What is going on? So, I'm sorry. I'm changing this lineup for the U.S. I'm not messing around with this lineup. That's if they win this game now, because they're not guaranteed to win this game. I hope they can close it, but they're not. To say that the U.S. is in a great position is not. That's popped up by Kyle Riley. 91. He's being overpowered by a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. No disrespect to the pitcher. 90-mile-per-hour fastball. He's being overpowered by that. Come on now. It means that the person is just they're not ready. 1-2. Swings at a ball. Ain't over. USA goes 1-2-3 and 1-2-3 again. Look, just for you to have an idea, if Canada takes the lead right now in this bottom of the 8th inning, the US is down to their final outs. And they will have right now, Canada has Toro, Black, and Naylor, who hit a 2-run home run. They will have Terang, Crow Armstrong, and Bobby Witt, which I'm confident in those. But Harper hitting 158. Get him out of there. Put him down. If you're going to keep him in the games, okay, I'm not mad at keeping him over Goldschmidt, even though Goldschmidt could probably be better with contact. But if you're going to keep Bryce Harper in, 6th or 7th hitter, finished. Riley at this point, look, if these players have an ego where Mark DeRosa, again, I don't know a lot about Mark DeRosa. I know growing up, I was watching him play a little bit. I've seen him on MLB Network, does great work. But if he's pressed where he can't make the decisions because, but I can't take this guy out. Look, if there's other things going on, I get it. But if he's just, no, I got to keep him in the game. He's going to figure it out. Nah, I'm sorry. You got to go then, Mark DeRosa, because Kyle Riley's hitting 0. 0 for 8. How are you 0 for 8 in the World Baseball Classic? You're here for a reason. Now, are you a high average hitter? Of course not. But you've been horrible. You've been absolutely horrible in the World Baseball Classic. Buxton not being in the game. I can get Buxton not being in the game. And we may have a pinch. I don't know if they're making a change, bringing Buxton into the game now. I'm seeing, the defensive switch from center field to left field. Okay, so center field, Byron Buxton's going to be in center field. And Pete Crow Armstrong's going to go to left field. Wow, that's interesting. Which, I mean, it shores up the defense a little bit. But, my goodness, what What an unbelievable, like, disgrace. Like, it don't make sense, you know? Like, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Does not make sense at all what we're seeing happening. And yeah, Buxton's in center. Pete Crump from to left. So yeah, Roman Anthony's not hitting no more. And I don't know if I like that. Who's in? Whitlock. Strike one. Look, folks, if the U.S. gives up the lead right now, they're down to their last 3 outs. Down to the last 3 out. Now, I don't agree with taking Roman Anthony out this game. You needed his bat in this lineup, but all right, they took him out. Mark DeRosa, if they lose this game, 1-1. That's lined. Toro hits it. Judge is there. What a play by Judge. 1 away. I did off the bat. I thought that was gonna land 100%. Judge, thank you, man. Thank you, Judge, because I was a little critical on that last day. Look, on YouTube and Twitch, I really appreciate all the support. We've had about now 900 people join this live stream. I know a lot of people are like, damn, I joined the live stream. I'm trying to find the game. I don't want to watch somebody talk about the game. That's all good. But unfortunately, I'm not showing the game. I don't got the copyright. But hey, look, I appreciate everybody that shows support, that's been here. The first pitch is a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Strike. 95 mile per hour sinker. Whitlock's looking good. Look, Whitlock could come in and give the lead up right now. I'm not going to be a hypocrite, but I haven't liked some of the decisions DeRosa's made. You know, but look, again, if the U.S. gives up the lead right now, if the U.S. gives up the lead, if Canada takes the lead, U.S. is down to their last 3 outs. 1-1. Pop them up a mile high. Is they going to go out of territory? Look, this is where a person like Kyle Tucker, you miss him. Somebody like Kyle Tucker, you miss him in the World Baseball Classic because, you know, having him will be good. A Kyle Tucker. You know, Scooble being in a contract year. If Scooble was still here, it changes everything. He's not. Look, the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. That is going to be fouled away. 95 mile per hour sinker. You know, I appreciate all the people that are here. Look, I would like to ask all of you. We are on right now a journey to my first 1,000 subs. And I would like to motivate you all. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 outs. What a pitch there by Whitlock. That is going to be 2 quick outs and the USA is in business. Look, we are on the journey to 1,000 subs. And I would really appreciate it if you can like, share, subscribe. I know, again, most people want to see the game and I'm respect for that. But there are some people that they can't see the game, unfortunately. You're busy. You're at work. Bo Naylor, did he go? He did not go. 1 ball and no strike. There's some people that they can't watch the game, unfortunately. You know, they're busy, they're at work, but they can listen. Maybe you know somebody that they're in that situation. You could send the link to them. Maybe they'll enjoy. I've had people tell me 1-0 pitch, that is lined, and it's going to be caught by Bryce Terang. A quick 1-2-3 inning, and we are going now to the 9th inning. So Whitlock comes in, a 1-2-3 inning. Folks, this is it. We are going now to the 9th inning, the USA versus Canada. This is it, folks. The USA versus Canada. What is about to happen? So I would like to motivate you. Like, share, subscribe. I'm not here just to promote myself, but I'm here on a journey. And very soon on this page, we're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing more shout outs, raids. But I'm still in the process of building the channel. I'm still in the process of getting more followers. We're not there yet. It's been a battle. It's been difficult. We got 1 more subscriber, by the way. Now we got 42. Oh, but it's only 1. Look, if you know me, you know that I am not going to despise the power of 1. I'm 1 more closer. So now we got, I lowered it there. We are now at 482 subs. Send this to a friend, a family member. Yes, that lineup between USA, they look a mess. They look mess up. ¿Tú hablas español, brother BK? ¿De dónde? Yo sé que tú eres de South Bronx, mas ¿habla español? Porque yo hablo español. Mi familia es de Puerto Rico, mas I'm over it. So with Judge, Schwarber, Bregman, Anthony, Terang, Harper, Raley, yeah, I can live with that. Pete Crow Armstrong 9. I can live with that. If Crow Armstrong could probably be 5 and switch Anthony to 6, then Terang 7. Yeah. Why? Because Bryce Harper is not a star. He's a star. But Bryce Harper's doing horrible right now. He's doing horrible. He is doing absolutely horrible. And you cannot become, look, 2 times in the game, Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, and Kyle Schwarber, 1, 2, 3 inning, 2 times. That means for them, 6 up, 6 down. How does that happen? So this is where I'm saying that the balance of the lineup is not good in my opinion. First off, Judge hit second with the Yankees. I wouldn't have changed that. I would have kept him at, where he was at. I personally would not have moved him. They moved him. That's fair. That's fine. But I personally would not have moved him. And, that's the decision they made. Here's the first pitch to Bryce Terang. It's going to be high. Wilkinson is still in this ball game. So, look, I appreciate all of the support from everybody. The love. Everybody, I appreciate it all. 1-0 pitch right now to Terang. Here is the pitch. Misses inside. 2 balls, no strike. Man, Bryce Terang's been having some really good at-bats. Really good at-bats. And they keep putting Kyle Riley in the game. Come on now. Get him out of there. 2-0 count. Here it is. Misses just outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Kyle Riley is doing horrible. Yeah, don't forget Harper wasn't happy with the Phillies. If Dodgers could be Look, if Bryce Harper, let me tell you 3-0 pitch. 3-0 pitch. Strike. If Bryce Harper's not with the Phillies, happy with the Phillies, that should not affect what's going on right now with the US. I'm sorry. You cannot in any position let that affect you where, you're with the US now. Come on. 3-1 pitch to Terang. Here it is. Misses way high. USA has a base runner. Look, for me, the US needs insurance. To go up to the bottom of the 9th inning, I understand Mason Miller will be coming in, but you need some insurance. I'm sorry. You need a few runs. 2 runs. Get 2 runs. Make it, make it have some, make it have some room, because at the moment it could just be end of the game. It could just end like that. Imagine the US loses like that. First pitch to Bryce, Pete Crow Armstrong. He fields it, and they're going to turn a double play. Wow. What a play by Otto Lopez. Wow. Pete Crow Armstrong. Look, I didn't like swinging first pitch. Swinging first pitch. Swings first pitch. Now Bobby Witt Jr. is up. I don't like swinging first pitch. Nub shot. Gets by the pitcher. Otto Lopez fields it. Goes back. Touches the base. And just makes a strong throw. Double play. Just like that. I don't like that at bat. Bobby Witt Jr. is up. 1-0. Look. And Pete Crow Armstrong hit 2 home runs versus Italy. You just see your teammate get walked. Why are you swinging first pitch? 1-0. 2-0. And now he's down 2-0. Wilkinson's thrown 2-0. You just see. And you swing at the first pitch. For me, it's just the IQ. Where's the IQ for some of these players? Where is it at? Why not take a pitch? Why not wait? You know the situation. 2-0. 3-0. He hasn't thrown a ball. So Pete Crow Armstrong swings at the first pitch and hits a double play. Now Bobby Witt Jr. is a ball away from walking. Bobby Witt Jr., do you swing? Look, why do I say Bobby Witt Jr. maybe should swing? Because Bryce Harper's been absolutely horrible. He's on deck. 3-0. Strike. That's a ball, Blue. Blue, that's a ball. The ABS is needed in the World Baseball Classic. The World Baseball Classic needs ABS because some of these calls have been absolutely horrible by the umpires. Absolutely horrible. Here's the 3-1 pitch to to Bobby Witt Jr. He walks. And then again, you walk. So 2 walks in the inning, but because Pete Crow Armstrong is in a rush, you double play now. You need Bryce Harper to come through. And look, Boy, wouldn't it be a great job if Bryce Harper can come through for his team right now? I mean, has he had any big hits for Team USA? 0 for 4 in the game. No big hits that I could think of. Judge is on deck. Here's the pitch. Misses outside, 1-0. So this pitcher is absolutely throwing tons of balls. Don't forget Bryce Harper started solely for Team USA. He got 3 for 14 batting with 5 strikeouts his first 3 games, while some fans ask questions his performance. I mean, he's doing horrible. 1-0. Misses outside. 2-0. So, and that's what I'm saying with Pete Crow Armstrong. He's thrown like out of Wilkinson's thrown maybe 12 to 13 pitches this inning. I think 12 balls, 11 balls. Come on, Crow Armstrong. 2-0 pitch to Harper. Take a pitch, Harper. Takes it. 3-0. There you go. My goodness. And the announcers just said then that they don't see Bryce Harper winning the World Baseball Classic. The U.S. winning the World Baseball Classic without Bryce Harper. And I agree. 3-0. What is wrong with these umpires, man? What is going on with these umpires? A ball, the zone. Oh, I'm going to show you all in a minute. Come on, Blue. What is going on with you, man? A ball is being called a strike. Star Wars, it's a ball. My goodness. 3-1 pitch. Here's the 3-1. And Bryce Harper swings at another ball. This time it. Oh my gosh, man. I understand Aaron Judge is not the most clutchest, but you got to get Judge up in this inning, man. Come on, USA. You're going to go up to the bottom of the 9th inning with a 2-run lead and let Canada steal this, maybe? 3-2 pitch. Bryce Harper swings and misses. Oh, boy. Look. I'm extremely happy Mason Miller's coming in. Bill, great job, Blue. Great job, Blue. Look, the MLB needs this. The MLB has this. The World Baseball Classic needs ABS. That's it. I've 100% come up with the World Baseball Classic needs ABS. I'm going to show you. You're seeing it right now on Twitch. Let me show you on ABS. You're seeing, on YouTube. Let me show you on Twitch. The World Baseball Classic needs ABS. I'm sorry. That's just it. I mean, you see the graphic there, right? That pitch that you see there is a ball, right? It's a ball. But time and time again, pitch after pitch, pitch after pitch, pitch after pitch. Umpires are calling these balls that are balls, they're calling them strikes. And sometimes when the ball is in that rectangle that you see, umpires are calling them balls. The World Baseball Classic needs ABS. Whenever the next World Baseball Classic is, 2029, 2030, 2028, I don't know. The World Baseball Classic needs ABS. Folks, this is it. This is 100% it. The U.S. is down now. The U.S. needs 3 outs. If they get 3 outs, I understand that they're winning, but look, the U.S. needs these 3 outs right now, and this game's not over. I'm sorry. It's not over. I am in no way confident, and I can sit here and say, yeah, it's all good. This game's over. I'm not confident. I understand Mason Miller's in the game, but I'm not confident right now. Exactly. It needs ABS, Star Wars. It needs. The World Baseball Classic needs ABS. It needs. Look, USA bringing in Mason Miller is really good, but Canada could come back right now. They could come back. And if Canada comes back, oh boy, I'm telling you, the amount of frustration that I'm going to have. I am going to have an absolute amount of frustration. Let's see if we could go live right now on TikTok for this last inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch, 101 miles per hour, strike one. Wow. Let's see here. Oh, 1 pitch. Here it is. Strike two. So 2 pitches from Mason Miller, 2 strikes. 2 quick strikes. We got 8, 9, and 1. At minimum, Otto Lopez coming up, he has to come up with nobody on. You can't let him come up with anybody on. 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. Jared Young stays alive. You cannot let an inning start to come off or nothing like that. You just can't. You gotta really, really eliminate, anything, any type of drama. You gotta absolutely eliminate it. Let us see here real fast. The 0-2 is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let us see here. We're gonna try to go live right now on TikTok. Let us see here. Versus Canada. Let us put there. We're gonna go live on TikTok for the last inning. Let us see here. We're gonna go live on TikTok. We're live still on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. Now we're gonna go live now on TikTok. So the 1-2 pitch to Jared Young. He's a Met, if I'm not mistaken. Here it is. Misses outside, 2-2. So once and this is the thing about Team USA. Their offense has been really, really bad. Really, really bad. Like, their offense has not been good. 2-2 pitch from Miller. Did he go? Did not go. Wow. It's a full count, and they're a ball away from having a base runner. Can you believe that? The U.S. scores 5 runs. And now, I get it. Canada's pitching has been really good. 3-2. Fouled away again. Look, 102 miles per hour. What a job by Jared Young. Even if he makes an out, what an at bat. He's 1 ball away from a walk. 1 ball away from a walk. The 3-2 pitch. Here it is. 3-2. Strike 3. Blue. That was a ball, Blue. Blue, I'm sorry. I'm happy for the US, but Blue, that's a ball, Blue. Wow. Wow, Blue. Unbelievable, Blue. You take away a batter. You take away a batter putting on an 8-pitch masterpiece at bat. First pitch, and that's a ball. You take away a masterpiece at bat from a hitter that just came off the bench, and then you call it and then you strike him out. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. 1-1. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So Edward, Julian, yep, Mason was good, but they're hungry. Canada's hungry. 1-1. That is a swing and a miss, 102 miles per hour. So if anything, that's a huge help. Look, Mason Miller coming in and throwing 102 miles per hour is absolute electricity. I mean, it's an advantage, But with that, you got to throw strikes with it. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Fouled away. 102. He stood alive. Telling you, these hitters can catch up to the balls. It's just a matter of, barreling it, getting a good hit on it. Can they get that hit right now? 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Mason Miller's working pretty fast as well. 1-2 pitch. Fouled into the ground. Gonna do it again. 1-2 is the count. Look, so, I'm just not happy with the USA's offense. Now, if they finish this game off and they win, can it be better against DR? Yeah. But up to this point, the offense has been really bad. Really, really bad. The 1-2 pitch from Mason Miller. Here it is. Misses outside, 2-2. So he's thrown 14 pitches. And, you know, for any reliever, the more pitches you throw, the worse it is. For any reliever, the more pitches as a reliever is throwing, the worse it is. The more that they get tired. So you like the at-bats from Canada. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Got him. Froze him. That was a really good pitch right there. So the USA is 1 out away from facing the Dominican Republic in the semifinals. They are 1 out away. 1 out away. 1 out. Got it. That's a strike blue. The other one wasn't a strike blue. Oh, Otto Lopez is up. If he gets on, Josh Naylor's coming up. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. 101 miles per hour. Mason Miller, my goodness. He'll have a day off tomorrow, so he should be available to pitch versus the Dominican Republic Saturday if the US can get this last out. You know, let's see right now. 0-1 pitch. Strike down the middle. 0-2. He's swinging though. Now, strike away, folks. The U.S., in spite of how bad they've been playing, in my opinion, they haven't been electric, but they're a strike away. 0-2 pitch. Got him. The USA is going to the next round. What a splitter. What a job. The USA is going to the next round, and they are going to be playing the Dominican Republic. The USA is going to be playing the Dominican Republic. Let us go here right now. 4-1. So the US is now 4-1. Canada in the World Baseball Classic, they finish off 3-2. And the USA is going to be playing Canada. Excuse me. They are going to be playing the Dominican Republic versus this Sunday. Wow, that's going to be electric. The US and Canada ends. US wins it 5-3. Finally, it's over. Logan Webb, an amazing start. I'm not happy with the offense for the US. Not happy at all. But they get it done. Mason Miller comes in, shuts it down. Shout out to everybody that's on TikTok that's joining. I don't know much about how TikTok Live works, but shout out to everybody at Star Wars on YouTube. Bye Canada. Look, I'm in Toronto, Canada. I'm born in the US. I'm representing Puerto Rico as well because that's where my family's from. But Canada, look, it was a great run. They made it for the first time in their history. Shout out to Canada. They did a phenomenal job. But look, the US did. Oh, this is how much water I have in my. The US did just enough to get to the next round. Just enough. So the USA is going to win this game. And the Dominican Republic is going to be playing the USA this Sunday, 8 p.m. We will be live streaming that game. We will be. So everybody that's on TikTok that's joining, shout out to all of you. I appreciate all of you joining. Means a lot to have people be able to join. And I hope all of you enjoyed. The game's over. You know, we have right now David Bednar and Pete Crow Armstrong. David Bednar came in at an inning where it was 5-3. Canada had second and third, no outs. He got out of it. That was the game right there. And I remember calling that out, that was the game. So, you know, that was an absolute huge one. And look, you got to be, I'm not satisfied with the US's performance, if I'm honest. But I got the comment on, if you're on TikTok, feel free, leave a comment. I see a bunch of people joining on TikTok. Feel free, leave a comment there. Who did you want to win? Are you happy? Who do you think's going to win between Dominican Republic and now the US? Brother BK on YouTube, well, USA did it, and now they're facing against Dominican Republic at the semis. Good luck, and don't feel if you're USA. Look, let's see what's going to happen there. The USA versus the Dominican Republic this coming Sunday. From everybody that's on Twitch, from everybody that's on TikTok, from everybody that's on how you call it, on YouTube. Every one of you, I appreciate you on YouTube. We've had more than, let's see here, more than 1,000 people, or right on the brink of 1,000 people joining us. If you're on TikTok, leave a comment. I don't know how TikTok live works officially, but leave a comment there. If you were rooting for Canada, put some Canada flags. You can still represent, because Canada has nothing to hang their heads about. I'm in Toronto, Canada right now. I was going for the US. It is now 11:08 p.m. We're going to be doing the live stream for another maybe 15 minutes or so. We're going to do our reactions. We're going to talk about the US and the Dominican Republic game. And then we're going to talk about, well, first we're going to talk about this game. Then we're going to talk about tomorrow's games. And then after tomorrow's games, we'll talk about the Dominican Republic and the US that's going to be happening this coming Sunday. Look, I'm happy. I'm not satisfied with the US based on this game, because the US hasn't played great. They have not played great. And look, if there's one silver lining with that, it's that they haven't played good baseball, but they found a way to win. And with finding a way to win, they got some help from Italy. Now, tomorrow we're going to figure out if Italy is real or they're fake. We're going to find out if Italy is, a team that is to be reckoned with, or where are they really at. We're going to find. We're going to find out with that. Now, with that being said, the US's offense, I mean, let me go over some stats for you. I'm going to go over some stats and we're going to talk. And I'm adjusting the camera. If you're on TikTok, you're seeing there, I'm moving the camera around a little bit, but let me go over some stats for you, because the stats for the US, my goodness, they have been an absolute disaster. Okay, Bobby Witt Jr., I'm fine with him. He's hitting 294, 867 OPS. Bryce Harper, he's hitting 150. Again, Bryce Harper is hitting 150 in the World Baseball Classic. And Mark DeRosa continues to put him at the number 2 hole. His OPS is .377. Like, come on, put him down in the line. I get believing in your players, but come on, this is single elimination. You're not going to beat the DR anyhow. Judge is hitting 3rd. For me, I'm putting Judge as my second hitter. Schwarber, okay, 350, he's hitting 958. I'll give him some of that. Bregman's hitting 182. He's batting 5th currently. I would put Bregman maybe 6th. He hasn't been that bad, even though his average shows it. But, Roman Anthony, I'm putting Roman Anthony in front of Bregman right now. I understand experience, but he's doing horrible. Kyle Riley, look, at this point, I'm not playing Kyle Riley no more. I'm not. As a US fan, I'm not putting him anymore, because he's been horrible. He's batting. Who can guess what Kyle Riley's batting? On TikTok, what is Kyle Riley? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. What is he batting on the World Baseball Classic? What's his average? Who can tell me? Who can tell me what is Kyle Riley's average in the World Baseball Classic? Let's give it at least 3 more seconds and see from there. Kyle Riley is batting 0. He's batting 0 in the World Baseball Classic. And this is maybe his 3rd or 4th game batting 0. So Riley's batting 0. His OPS is 357. Terang, absolute stud. He's been huge. He's hitting 467. Pete Crow Armstrong hitting 357. So, look, DeRosa, you got to make some changes in the lineup. The lineup for Team USA is not it. Now, you got Paul Skeens going up to pitch this Sunday coming up versus the Dominican Republic. That's really good. I'm happy about that. Officially on YouTube, we've had more than 1,000 people have joined us on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's joined us on YouTube. On Twitch, I don't have the exact numbers, but I believe on Twitch we've had around 100 to 200 people join us. But on YouTube, we've had more than 1,000 people join us. Shout out to everybody on YouTube that's joined us. You're watching the post-game coverage. Please, if you're from the US, if you're from Canada, if you're from DR, what are your reactions for the next game to come up? I'm going to go talking about that in a few minutes with the DR and the DR and now the USA game that's about to come up Sunday night. But look, I'm happy the US won, but if Paul Skeens pitches against the DR and shuts them out for 5, 6, 7, I don't know about 7 innings, but if he pitches 6 innings, that right there gives the US a chance. But, you know, you got to see if he can maintain that. You got to see if he can do that, because he's facing arguably the best lineup in the World Baseball Classic. For me, the best lineup in the World Baseball Classic is DR, in my opinion. They are hitting the best, they're playing the best, they're playing with the most passion. That's where I'm at. Now, ¿cuánto va el juego? El juego, Canadá perdió. Los Estados Unidos ganó 5-3. Y en el juego de República Dominicana y Corea, República Dominicana, ellos ganó 10-0 en este juego. A Alejandra, no sabe decir la nombre ahí. Mas, I was speaking Spanish because somebody left a comment there, but, you know, the U.S., I'm not impressed with them. But, you know, they won. So we got to see what's going to happen Sunday night, which we will be live streaming that game. Now, let's go to some of the games for tomorrow. I'm going to show you the bracket. Let's see really fast if we could get an updated bracket. Can I get an updated bracket? Look, I'm not going to be able to update it just for the sake of time. Again, I'm Sammy. I am the producer of this channel. Everything you see that's going on, everything you see me doing, I don't have a producer. If you're on TikTok, you don't see much. But if you're on Twitch, if you're on, you know, YouTube, you see the features, you see everything that I'm doing there. I can't afford to do it updated because it's going to take some time. But very soon I'm going to have a, I'm going to have a producer. I don't know when. As I get more sponsors, as I get more support on the channel, as I get more people helping the channel, we're going to be able to have more things going on in the channel. We're going to be able to do more, especially on TikTok. I want to stream on TikTok. I just don't have 1,000 followers on TikTok. I only have 200. So if you're joining on TikTok, I encourage you, like, follow, so that very soon when I have 2,000 followers on TikTok, I can be able to do live streams. So, you know, you see it there. US and Canada just finished. USA won. Korea and Dominican Republic earlier. DR won. They're going to be playing the US and DR Sunday, 8 p.m. That's going to be the only game Sunday. Now, tomorrow at what time? At 3 p.m. Eastern New York, Toronto time, Puerto Rico versus Italy. I go for Puerto Rico, but I don't know if they're going to win. I don't know if Puerto Rico's going to win because Italy's been shocking the world. But let's see. I go for Puerto Rico. Now, in the next game, the 9 p.m., which I will be streaming, I'll be live streaming this game as well. Japan versus Venezuela. And this is going to be a really, really good game. Really, really good game. If you're on TikTok, this is my second time going live on TikTok. Please tell me, what am I missing? Like, a lot of people are joining on TikTok, but as far as like the things that I should be doing to get more goals, more followers, let me know what I should be doing, because 100% I want to be able to, you know, maximize so that I could be live streaming and doing more there. You know, be able to do stuff like that. It says invite them to join a fan club. I don't know how to enjoy on TikTok to a fan club. I don't know how to invite. But so those are the games tomorrow. PR, Italy. Look, I go for Puerto Rico, but my gut is telling me Italy is going to pull it off. While in Japan and Venezuela, look, this is a tough game for me, because I like Venezuela. I do. I just don't know if they're going to beat Japan, if I'm being honest. So if I had to choose, I'm going to just say Japan. Now, if it's Japan and Italy, I'm going to say Japan. Italy, for me, has to prove something. That's kind of why I want Japan and Italy to play. Because if Italy beats Japan, so then they're for real. I don't know. I'm still trying to see with them. But, you know, we're going to figure it out very, very soon with Italy and Japan. Excuse me, with Venezuela, Japan tomorrow. Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rico and Italy, and then now we're gonna find out with USA and the DR. We're gonna find that out really soon. So look, we're about to finish this live stream. I want to talk two last things. First, I want to give a shout out to Star Wars, brother BK on YouTube, everybody on Twitch, everybody on TikTok. I appreciate all of you that have come by to join the stream, to show some support. We've had more than 1,000 people on YouTube, more than 100 on Instagram. On Twitch. On TikTok, I'm seeing joined. I'm seeing a bunch of people joined on TikTok. I got one comment. I don't know fully how to work it, but I need to work better at TikTok. And very soon I'm gonna have 1,000 followers where I'll be able to live stream there more. But the DR versus the USA. The DR versus the USA. That's a game that I'm excited for. I think in that game, the US's bats will wake up. I think so. In that game, I believe that their bats will wake up and Paul Skeens will be dominant. The DR, look, I'm very aware I could be wrong with my prediction. Very aware of that. But I'm going to give you my prediction right now. I believe that the US will win this game. Now, it's not going to be a blowout. But what I will say is this. It's going to be kind of a game like this that we just saw with the US and Canada. I don't believe that the US is going to allow the DR. I don't believe that the US is going to allow DR to just go rampage on them in terms of runs. DR mercied Korea 10-0. I don't believe that the US is going to do that. I believe Paul Skeens is going to prepare a game plan. I understand it's early. I believe he's going to go minimum 5 1/3, minimum, even though they're going to try to make him work, but he's going to go at them. And I believe he's going to hold them to 5 1/3 of 1 run. That's my prediction. Now, the DR is going to make it interesting with the US's bullpen. They're going to get some runs. But I'm predicting that the US is going to win this game 7-5. My prediction, the USA will beat the DR 7-5. Now, that's if the bats wake up. Now, worst case, I don't see a mercy rule in any way. Now, worst case scenario, if the DR loses, if the DR wins, I see them winning this game like 7-2, 7-3. I don't see the US doing much. But if I had to make a prediction right now, the US will win this game 7-5 versus the DR. What's up? They will win this game versus the DR. Paul Skeens is going to set the tone. That's what I believe. The bullpen for the US will struggle, but the bats will wake up. That's my prediction. The bats will wake up finally. And then going into the final, we're going to talk more about that. But that's my prediction. Now, this is not going to be an easy game. This is going to be an incredibly tough game for the USA. USA versus DR. Whew. This is going to be an incredibly tough game for the USA. And I don't know how they're going to do it. I've spoke what I think is going to happen. But what I've seen up to now, it gives me no signs that they're going to do it. But I believe that the bats are going to wake up. They're going to strike early. And they're going to make some things happen. They're going to make things happen. That's just what I believe that's going to happen. So my prediction for the DR and US game is going to be 7-5. The US is going to get themselves a lead. The DR is going to have to play this game behind. For the first time all World Baseball Classic, they're going to be behind by a good amount. And they're going to chip away. They're going to make it close, kind of like this game. But I believe that eventually the US will hold them back. So that's my prediction. In case you missed it, US won this game versus Canada 7-3. Let me update here really fast the score of what I think is going to happen for the DR. I think at the ending of this game, I'm changing it now. Of course, this is just all, speculation. Of course, there's no guarantees. But I'm making an adjustment here. Let me see here. All right. Where they at? Where's the DR flag? DR. So you see it on Twitch, you see it on YouTube, on TikTok, you don't see it. Again, I don't have 2,000 followers, so I cannot live stream and really make the live with more effects, but I'm gonna get there really, really soon. But that's my prediction. The DR and the US, they're gonna be playing Sunday, and my prediction is that the US is gonna win this game 7-5. It's gonna be a really good game. Now I know that's not a popular opinion for many, but it's my prediction. That's my prediction. Look, I want to thank everybody on YouTube. We've had more than 1,000 people join. On Twitch, we've had more than 200. On TikTok, we've had easily 100 people just join in the last few minutes. We've had more than 100 people join on TikTok. So everybody that's on TikTok, I appreciate all of you for joining, showing support, being here for this live stream. And we're going to be back. We are going to be back with more of the live streams. We'll be back tomorrow for Puerto Rico and Italy. We'll be back for Venezuela and Japan tomorrow night as well. And this is the last thing I say. The name of this page is Higher Expectation Sports Talk on YouTube, but around Higher Expectation Sports. The sports, you see it. We're doing baseball. We've done football. We're going to be doing basketball games. We're going to be giving our reactions, our takes. We're going to give what we think, why this, why that, our prediction. We're going to be doing a lot. And as the page is going to get better, more comments, more engagement, we're going to have a lot of fun here because, it's going to be exciting. Thomas Tumbu just joined, like the live. Appreciate you on TikTok. Thomas just joined with his cinnamon roll basketball. Anna said, my wife, you already know who she is. She said, go to sleep. He's for his response to that is giving a whole bunch of likes. So that's his response to that. So she said, go to sleep. I think you heard her. But yeah, Thomas, USA versus the Dominican Republic. Sunday coming up. What's your predictions on TikTok? So this is my last thing to say. In life, hard moments are gonna come. This is where the high expectation parts of it come. The sports is we're gonna be doing sports reaction. We're gonna be in baseball field showing baseball highlights. We're gonna be going to baseball games. You have no idea what this page is gonna come of. And soon we're gonna be having videos with hosts. I see a lot of people joining on Dominicano. Oh, for my community, yo hablo un poquito de español. Mi español es más o menos. Mi familia de Puerto Rico, yo hablo un poquito de español, más el mayoría del tiempo yo hablo inglés. Más yo estoy todos los días, todos los momentos, yo estoy practicando español. Y yo estoy mejorando. I hope so. A lot of people tell me that I'm doing better. So, this is the high expectations part of why I chose this name. You are going to face hard moments in life. You're going to face moments where, look, you see how this is empty? Pim, bring me a bottle of water, please. Please. That's a call. Thomas, that was for you. All right, so you see how this bottle of water, look, in life, you are going to go through moments like this, where life is going to try to crush you because you're going through hard moments. And if you're empty of strength, if you're empty of peace, it's all right, don't worry. I'm using it as an example. If you're empty of strength, peace, motivation, believing in yourself, knowing that you're going to get through it, this is what you're going to end up like. You're going to be crushed. Now, if you are somebody that you fill yourself with self-belief, you fill yourself with God, you fill yourself with peace, you fill yourself with, I'm going to not let bad moments put me down, keep me down. You fill yourself with strength. Well, let's see if I don't want to do too hard, but let's see if I can squeeze this full water bottle. Why? I can't do it. There's no way. When you are empty, this is what you come up to when things get hard in life. But when you are full, I can't do it. I'm not even going to try anymore. And that's what I want to leave. That's what the higher expectations part of the page is. You could be going through a bunch. You could be going through a lot. But you cannot stop believing in yourself. Believe in yourself. You got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep pushing. Because the only thing that could stop you, please, if there's anybody with me on YouTube, Twitch, shout out to Thomas Toombo. I need some comments. If there's anybody with me and you're willing, I need some comments. Put the comment of, I'm going to believe in myself. That's what you got to do. You got to choose in the hardest moments, I'm going to believe in myself and believe everything's going to work out. And of course, life is not about good luck. Make the best decisions possible. So that's why this page is called Higher Expectation Sports. You see what I'm doing with the sports, the broadcasting, live stream on YouTube. This is my first actually on TikTok. On Twitch, maybe my 7th, 5th, something like that. On YouTube, this is like my 10th to 12th live stream. I've done already close to 12 games. I'm going to believe in myself. Let's get it, Thomas Toombo. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody else. Even if people are not leaving comments, because look, I've joined live streams and I've been shy to leave comments. I'm not even going to front. I know how it can be intimidating. We're like, damn, yo, like, there's not a lot of people on the chat. I'm going to leave a comment. But if you want the smoke, leave a comment, interact. Let's interact. Let's talk to each other, because this page, this channel on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, on Instagram is going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing. And I would love for all of you to be a part of the journey. So higher expectations, sports. This is what we do. No matter what you go through in life, you got to move forward. We got Matt on TikTok. Schemes will win it. Matt, 100%. Matt, you're on TikTok. You can't see my Twitch and YouTube, but I have a prediction, Matt. My prediction, Matt, is that the U.S. is going to win 7-5, even though Thomas Toombo wants DR to win, unfortunately. And even my wife wants the Dominican Republic. It's because, look, a lot of people are mad because the U.S. keeps beating Canada, and, I mean, I get it. And a lot of people just don't want to see the U.S. win, which, I mean... A lot of people just don't want the U.S. to win, which that's fine. I mean, we see what's going to happen. But look, I appreciate all of you. We're about to finish the live stream. Appreciate everybody on Twitch, on TikTok. Let me give you one last final of how many people we've had on YouTube. We've had on YouTube more than 1,050 people we've had join on YouTube. So shout out to all of you. Shout out to everybody that's on TikTok. I got to start doing more TikTok lives, because what do you think, Thomas? Do more TikTok lives? Because literally, I've gone live, it's been maybe like 25 minutes on TikTok, and like literally it's join. Now, a lot of people are not staying on TikTok. I'll give that. A lot of people are not staying. A lot of people are joining on TikTok, but they're not staying. But I got to start doing more lives on TikTok, because a bunch of people are joining on TikTok. So look, I appreciate everybody that's joining. I appreciate all the support. I encourage all of you, especially on YouTube, subscribe. On TikTok, follow. On Instagram, like, share, subscribe. On Twitch, follow. I am here. This page is going to be going, and we're going to be doing giveaways very soon, and greater things are going to come. So when the hard moments come, don't stop. It is now 11:31 p.m. New York, Toronto time. I have been here for the last 5 hours doing this. The last 5 hours. Thomas Toombo, TikTok Live is good too. Yeah, I'm going to have to start doing it. I'm going to have to pay for a subscription so that I could stream in multiple places. And I'm going to have to step up my TikTok followers as well. So look, I appreciate everybody. Appreciate the support from everybody that's joined on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube. I appreciate everyone. And right now, we are going to be finishing. In case you missed it, Canada and the US, the US won 5-3. Um, my wife telling me stop. Appreciate it. W stream from Thomas. Korea versus the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic won 10-0. República Dominicana ganó 10-0 contra Corea. And was that correct? And tomorrow, Puerto Rico versus Italy. We're going to be back. And then Japan versus Venezuela. And don't forget, life is going to try to crush you. But when you're empty, this is what happens. But when you're full, you overcome. Fill yourself. And on this page, you're going to get a lot of motivation, sports, and you're going to get a lot of everything. Stay tuned for the live giveaway. Stay tuned for everything. I hope all of you have a good night. Take care. And don't forget, High Expectation Sports.